Hello, and welcome to Power Play, um, the the season finale, the season premiere. Yeah. Oh my God, we just jumped right to the end. Sorry. It's like, yeah, I'm so nervous. It's like I'm so sort of consumed by emotion here that it's like I can't even speak. But yeah, welcome to the final season premiere of Power Play. Our sixth and final season. Thank you for joining us again, and dig our new overlay, courtesy of the incredible Caitlin Bruder, who can do anything.
I try my
And
best. Yeah.
oh, and you succeed your best. So yeah, oh my God, I'm Rick Budd, your game master. These incredible people you see before you are B Zelda, our Ulez Gali, Caitlin Bruder, our Benny Beckett, Omar Najam, our Vion Vigor, and Sam Delev, our Gadrat Jefferson. You know, and yeah, oh my God, I only get to introduce you a couple more times. Oh my God, this is killing me. Okay, I'm going to try not to be super depressing about this, but it's eating me up inside. I feel like I have made a terrible mistake. The show should have gone on forever. But
it's okay. I'll kill you and eat you up inside. Then you don't have to worry about the emotions.
excellent. See, Sam is a friend. Sam is a true friend. So first, as usual, I want to throw a special thanks to Jake and Lauren and the mods and everyone at QueueTimes who makes what we do here possible. I can't even read, but thank you so much, Jake, and thank you to our incredible mods who keep this place running and intolerable. We love you. Your subs and your bits help support QueueTimes, and your donations to the tip jar help support this show and the people that you see on the screen. And to that end, we have rewards as usual. Here's how they work. If we get to $50 tonight, the team gets a point of community determination. Right now, nobody's got any determination. It's all reset for the new season. So determination, obviously going at a premium. And if we get to $150, we know that in-game our team has a mysterious benefactor who can send them all kinds of gifts wherever they happen to be in time or space. And outside the game, we know that benefactor is you, the chat. Now, I should explain a little bit here. Over the course of our series, the team has gotten more powerful using what the icon system calls changes. There are minor changes and major changes that incrementally can bring your power level up or bring your attributes level up. I've been a little shaky in keeping y'all up to date on how the changes have sort of worked and progressed. You've seen some of them unfold in the show. But this season, this last season, we're going to do something that's a little bit different. Our changes are going to be available as mysterious benefactor gifts. See, I feel like these people could possibly be powerful enough. But if you, the chat, want to see them continuously grow in power, you can open up the mysterious benefactor gift, and tonight you can get them their first minor change. So what's a minor change in this context? They can either add a specialty or become an expert in one of their specialties, like Ulez's investigation or something like that. They can increase any attribute by one, their attributes being prowess, coordination, strength, intellect, awareness, or willpower. Any attribute can increase by one, or they can remove a limit to a power. Some limits are unremovable, but any removable limit, I'm looking at you, Cadrax. Cadrax has all the unremovable limits. But any removable limit can be removed with a minor change. So it's add a specialty or become an expert in a specialty, increase an attribute by 1 to a maximum of 8, or remove a limit if we unlock the minor change. And if we get to $250, the first after credits lore drop of the season. That will give you a revealing glimpse of some important but previously unseen part of our story or universe, and tonight's a good one. You can always see these tiers in chat with the command unlocks. And if you cannot support us by donating, you can always help by liking and commenting on our YouTube videos and sharing our tweets, just generally helping spread word about the show, which is still important, even though we are racing towards our, series finale. You can also get Power Play merchandise. There are T-shirts like this one here, and there are stickers like the ones that Caitlin and Omar have, and it's got the character art that Caitlin has drawn, and the logo by our pal Hector Lowe, and those are available in the QueueTimes Teespring store. Force of habit, the QueueTimes Stream Elements store. It is not the Teespring store because they all trying to rip you off with NFTs. and we are not into that. So we moved the store. It is now the Stream Element store, and you can get the t-shirts and the stickers in original character art like this, or in the updated character art from season 4 or 3, whenever we introduced that. 4, I think, yeah. And Jake will put that link into the chat for you. The game we play here is called Icons. It is published by Ad Infinitum Adventures, and it was designed by a very cool fellow named Steve Kenson. You can find him on Twitter at @skenson. Please throw Steve a follow. He's great, and he's a great follow on Twitter. Fighting the good fight, people. And the book edition I have is published by Green Ronin. They haven't had them in forever, as far as I know. Who knows if they ever will again. But you can get a PDF version, and sometimes Ad Infinitum sells print to PDF versions. And oh my God, I think we have opened up the first tier. So y'all going to start with your 1 point of community determination. Thank you so much, everybody. They need it, and we appreciate it. Being able to pay these people for their time kind of means everything to me, and I am continuously in awe that y'all have come through for us 100% of the time. 100% batting average so far. That is, I mean, just
that's so many bats.
That is so many bats, because that's how baseball works. But
what's Fetch's bat's name? I was gonna make a joke, but then I didn't remember the name.
Fetch's bat's name is Cursed. Do you want to see Fetch's bat? I should show it. Should I do it? Should I do a reveal?
Do it.
Oh, give me a sec, everyone. Give me a sec, bro.
And this is not a meme. This is actually correct.
Hold on one second. I'll put that back on during the titles. I got a tattoo recently for Friday the 13th, and it's, I don't know if you can see, but it's 2 of the of Fetch's familiars. So 2
of Fetch's familiars tattooed onto Omar. The third one being we're not going to tell you what the third one did, but the third familiar didn't make the cut. But yeah, oh my God, Omar did just incredible, man. So please follow the show at PowerPlay RPG on Twitter and Instagram. PowerPlay is available as a podcast for the podcast inclined. Check that out wherever fine pods are casted. And that's the announcements time for the last season of Power Play. We're back. Previously on Power Play. The team returned from their time-traveling adventures to find Port Ruby under attack by the Alpha Combine. With the help of the supervillain team, the Enlightenists, the Golden Garden Kids, the Star Choir, and even the Crow Man and the Red Mist, our heroes were able to save the city, even if Port Ruby got a little banged up in the process. After it was all done, Cadrax discovered that Dr. Keith Sutton was a descendant of Crescendra, the Star Choir refugee who took up residence in Port Ruby in the 30s. Benny learned the truth about her strange relationship with the Enlightenists. Vion had coffee with his sister, who was a little rattled by the violence that the Sovereignty Party had caused at City Hall. And Ulez found out that Veronica Murillo, the teen from Golden Gardens who could control plants, wanted to become a junior detective. That all happened on September 17th, 2021 in-game. Let's talk about what has happened in the days and weeks that followed. Vion, what were you up to in, say, the 2 weeks after the Alpha Combine invasion?
Considering the terrifying damage that occurred during the attack, what Vion did was, I'll fix that later. What Vion did was he used his magic abilities to help with any repairs that were going on in the city, so that they would happen as quickly as possible. When you've got 3 levels of magic and you can, teleport things and make stuff float, seemed like a good use of those powers. And then he also really pushed to make sure that folks were okay health-wise and mental health-wise, because it's a very terrifying thing that did occur. And so he dedicated his time and services to seeing what he could do to provide any therapeutic or counseling services for folks who might need them. And lastly, I think after our Thirsty Sword Lesbians game, Vion really pushed to have Amira reconsider the goals of that specific team at the mayor's office in terms of taking care of superheroes, not necessarily about trying to prevent people using their powers for bad or anything like that, anything endish, but more of what about these kids that no one's looking out for, who's looking out for them. And so that pretty much took up the majority of his time.
All right.
I would say, kind of like me, he also sat down to try to learn piano, and it didn't happen. But he made the effort. One day.
It's hard to learn, but rewarding if you stick with it. Ulez Galley, what do you think you've been up to in the 2 weeks since the Alpha Combine invasion?
Well, first and foremost, there was that ship that was borrowed permanently, you could say, from the Alpha Combine. And while it did, we'll say, do massive amounts of structural damage to Port Ruby, the ship itself was mostly kind of only a lot damaged, but that means it can be taken apart, and with the help of Molly Darnell, I think Ulez has started to pull the parts of their own ship and the Alpha Combine ship, and utilizing parts on Earth to just work towards something using all three pieces of technology. So there's been that, and then of course they still have the detective agency. Marilyn's been doing great fielding calls and assisting and booking appointments, but Ulas really feels like they need a little bit more help. And Victoria has been, oh god, I always get her name wrong. Is it Victoria or is it Veronica? We went through this the time we met her. Veronica has been hired as the junior detective, and they're going to take some training. We have specifically in-field training, no paperwork, none of that. Ulas has probably never done paperwork since they started working there. So Veronica should also follow in their footsteps. And then finally, because let's not forget that Ulas doesn't sleep. So they have a lot of time on their hands, and Port Ruby and the people in Port Ruby could really benefit from their help. So at Golden Gardens, that one community with all of those kids and the supers that it was kind of condemned, this building needs to be fixed up. This community needs help, and Ulez has the resources and the people, and hopefully the money if they can reach out to the right people via Telemira. So there's been a lot going on in terms of restoration, people, ship, and community.
All right. I understand we are having little audio difficulties again. Jake is working on that. Hopefully we can get that cleared up quickly. But yeah, so I'm going to say training Veronica is going pretty well. She is kind of a natural at the whole detective biz. The work with Molly Darnell, you are using parts of the Alpha Combine ship to enhance and supplement your own ship's existing design and capabilities. And you feel, and Molly feels, that your ship will be ready to fly again fairly soon.
It's going to be a 2-seater this time. Less refrigerator, more like, I guess, new refrigerators with the 2 doors and the drawer underneath. More like that versus, our 1990s refrigerator.
All right. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Hang on, just give me 1 second.
A smart fridge, kind of like a smart fridge situation.
Yes. I don't know if it connects to Wi-Fi externally, but absolutely internally.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. It'll save on the battery.
Yeah. I mean, again, alien tech is powering it, like the core itself. It's probably from the Alpha Combine. So volatile, powerful, and a little dangerous.
But enough about you, B.
Yeah, that should be like your catchphrase. It's like
Twitter bio.
so yeah, and you have been helping out at Golden Gardens. Vion's sister Amira, who came to visit Golden Gardens with you to watch an episode of Suit of Stars on the night of the Alpha Combine invasion, has prevailed on the mayor to set aside some funding for rehabbing the housing there. And it's been fast-tracked. So power and water have been restored. The kids have been moving into units deemed structurally sound. And for your part, yeah, maybe you're using your gadget-making abilities to help spruce up the place and, create little cool things for them. And that is all going super well. And the other thing, though, is you remember those occasional glitches that you started experiencing while time traveling? They didn't come into play a ton, but you wound up getting frozen back in the Old West. Those glitches have not really gone away. So Molly is working on it. She hasn't figured it out, but I am making the quality occasional glitches a permanent quality, which either one of us can play against you as a trouble.
I like that. I mean, no, that's terrible, but also so cool. Thank you, Rick.
I love that B is game for everything, folks. It's like troubles make games worth playing. Things get too smooth and easy, and it's like, you might as well just, not what. This is why we play the game.
We need the challenge. Mm-hmm.
But I endeavor to be both smooth and easy.
That should be your catchphrase. So I'm just gonna keep moving here. So Benny, what have you been up to in the 2 weeks since the invasion?
So many things. A lot of sleep. As was stated in the Thirsty Sword Lesbians game, Benny went home and slept probably for about 18 hours. Like, just I genuinely don't know how many days from our perspective that went on, but we napped maybe once or twice, and Benny's the human who needs sleep, so she slept a lot. Once she was alive, awake, alert, and enthusiastic again, she called her moms, she called Will, she called Adam, and why can I only ever think of his last name? Daily. What's his first name? Oh my god. Cal, yeah. She called Adam and Cal to make sure they're okay. She kind of, I think, that was a lot. That was a lot of things that we did, and then came back to a invasion of the planet, and that was a lot as well. And I think Betty just needs a little bit of downtime. So she spent a lot of time making sure she get 8+ hours of sleep at night. She kind of maybe just loitered a little bit in the detective agency, and would go maybe see if Cadrex would want to get lunch with her sometimes when they were had a break in their shift, and would see if Vion would want to go and hang out in a coffee shop while she filled out job applications, and if he had work to do, that's fun. But just to go do, let's do some normal grounded things, because Benny needed that. But yeah, she's been trying to be as low-key as possible for her own sanity.
Okay. Now I'm going to throw some things out there.
Yes.
You have talked with your moms. You have talked with Adam and Cal. You have left a lot of messages for your buddy Will Walton.
Oh, no!
You have not been able to reach him, actually. Your messages have so far gone unreturned.
No.
You have also been job hunting.
I have been.
What kind of
It's
jobs do you think you've been applying for?
She's trying. Well, she has her apartment now and no job, because she quit it in a moment of self, advancement, kind of a, I don't need this anymore. It was, that time of my life is over, but she, still has to pay for her apartment. So I think she was looking into stuff I think she applied at the newspaper to be a assistant photographer. She applied at as an internet probably also there too. Just like little things that would maybe be easy for her, kind of like front desk at like at a boxing gym. So like just like things that pertain to her interests but are really small. Like we're not shooting for the stars right now. We are literally we're doing things that maybe are in my orbit, but will also make me feel like a human being for a little bit. That's kind of what she's aiming for.
I can relate. Cadrax Eversinger, what have you been up to, God bless you, in the 2 weeks since the invasion?
Alas, I have not received such blessing, nor have I met or defeated any such gods. But in the interim, I've attempted to remain occupied nonetheless. Firstly and foremost, as I introduced myself throughout space and time, I am a surgeon. And in the wake of the destruction that the Alpha Combine and I caused, I am endeavoring to help. There are a lot of surgeries, both in direct connection with that event, but also the ones that don't happen because surgeons are trying to get to those emergency surgeries, and so there is a backup of elective surgeries as well. And so the more hours one can put in, the more one can assure that just because there is a disaster, people don't lose continuous medical care. It is not perhaps the highest expression of their unique powers, but it is the truest expression of their oath at this time.
Yeah. No, yeah, that sounds great. What else?
When they are typically, given that they do not sleep, that they require base reinvestment of glucose, which they will do along with Benny, but they would normally spend all of their hours as working hours, but it has recently occurred to me that there might be more in life. So to that end, I have endeavored to spend more time with my family, with Abigail and with Keith. We have begun a little bit of vocal training with him. Most members of the choir are not destructively loud like me, so the fact that he's relatively piano is pleasantly mundane to a member of the Star Choir, where Benny might be seeking humanity. This is what feels like home.
Yeah, you have been in surgery a lot. You're working with Dr. May Tamamoto and Milo the nurse over at your clinic, and you are spending a great deal of time with Abigail and Keith. And I'm going to throw in there that Keith, Dr. Sutton, played by Elliot Page, he has been using astro technology to communicate with Dulcie and the rebels back on Beta Pixidus, and is occasionally getting you updates on their progress, which, for the record, is slow but steady.
May I ask a follow-up question to that effect?
Yeah.
Have I perceived anything about his affect after such communications? Abigail has been asking about this, albeit in other words. Something about... Well, I heard it as crushing, but that couldn't possibly be right.
I tell you what, make an give me let's call this an intellect roll.
Absolutely. All right, that's a 3 on the dice, a total of 10.
This is not an area of expertise for you, but you have noticed perhaps some oddity in how he discusses the calls with Dulcie. And yeah, that's how it's going for the four of you. Now for the team as a whole, fighting off the Alpha Combine has raised your profile in the city even higher than it already was. You sat for an interview with Ann Witt of the Port Ruby Standard, played by Lucy Liu, who featured you in her Power Players column. And ever since that was published, the internet has taken to calling you by superhero-y nicknames, which have kind of spread from the internet to the press. Cadrax has become known as the Eversinger. Ulez has become known as Sunflower. Benny has become known as Magnova. And Vion has become known as the Spirit of Justice. And that being said, not everybody loves you. You have definitely noticed some pushback, especially from sovereignty party types who seem to blame you for the loss of the police force, the destruction of the McQuilly Bridge, an alien invasion. So I am going to add the quality of hostile citizens to the city of Port Ruby, who are always out there and available for me or for you to play a trouble against yourself if one of these hostile citizens should interfere with something you are doing.
Wait, we can
that's,
just
like,
invoke
so
I want to
cool.
get in a fight?
Yeah,
Sorry,
that is
I'm
so
sorry.
cool.
I'm so sorry.
You absolutely can.
I was just
So
gonna say we've never had like a quality that was not environmental that didn't apply to us before. That's really, I don't know, that's really cool. That's really
Well,
exciting. I've
we
never
had
thought about
the
that.
we had
Baronsdale
earthquake
quality.
damage way back
Yeah.
in the day, right?
Yeah, no, I was thinking it was all environmental. Like it was all like the
Oh,
the-
like anonymous. Like a people. A
yeah,
people.
we haven't
Yeah.
had like a sentient quality for, you know, not related to us personally. It's all been damage to, you know, unstable ground, etc. Stuff like that. That was really cool. I'm excited. Anyways, keep going.
No, it's you know, use it well. So we pick up on the morning of Friday, October 1st, 2021. And wherever you all are, you catch PR1 News with Stella Combs. And Stella says, at a press conference this morning, Mayor Carter announced that she has started shoring up the financial support it will take to rebuild Port Ruby. The city, of course, suffered extensive, widespread damages during the worldwide alien attack that occurred 2 weeks ago on September 17th. And it cuts to a video of Mayor Rona Carter, played by Tandiwe Newton, standing at a podium outside City Hall. She's flanked by various members of our administration, which include Amira Banerjee, played by Tia Sircar, as well as a presence of uniformed officers from the Department of Safety, and it's a pretty heavy presence. And Mayor Carter says, life in this city is rarely easy. From the revelations about the glass tower, to the scandals that brought down our police department, to the alien invasion that broke our very infrastructure, it feels like we are always facing a challenge too big to overcome. But the citizens of Port Ruby have always persevered. We survived the Alpha Combine with the help of a whole host of heroes, and we're going to rebuild with the help of our federal government. I have been in constant dialogue with the President of the United States, who this morning pledged to get us started with $10 billion earmarked for getting our great city back on its feet. And it cuts back to Stella Combs, who says, Sovereignty Party leader and mayoral candidate Preston Haynes had this to say. And it cuts to a video of Preston Haynes, played by Sam Rockwell, sitting at a desk in front of a bookshelf. And he says, watching Rona Carter spin this situation makes my stomach turn. The only bright side of this morning's announcement is that by the time that money comes through, it will be in hands that know how to spend it wisely. My hands. And as your next mayor, I promise you that money will go to rebuilding and rearming our police force and making sure the extra normal population of Port Ruby is placed back under the kind of control that End used to exert. Every bit of Mayor Carter's false progress will be rolled back, and we will return Port Ruby to the glories of its past. And it cuts back to Stella Combs, and she says, despite his confidence, however, PR1's most recent data shows Haynes sinking in the polls since last month's riot at City Hall. Time for a commercial break. When we return, an expert debunks the ridiculous urban legend about alligators living in our city's sewers. Now, real quick, like I said, it is Friday, October 1st. What do you think you're doing on this morning, Cadrax?
Frankly, it is not the most glamorous work, but an appendectomy is pleasantly quick. This one was as well, and, well, truly, the complication is that the patient will occasionally glitch to different positions, being, as Cadrax is, at a clinic targeted at the superpowered population. We were able to use, actually, our own handcuffs to keep the patient's powers stable while I operated. So, frankly, the pre-surgical was much more interesting than the surgical experience itself. Nonetheless, for a 20-minute procedure, it was interesting. Thank you.
Theon.
This is a little silly, but like coffee water is a very specific thing. And if there's different filtration systems you can use that can be very taxing on the environment or very energy heavy. So one thing I kind of do is I go to some of like the nice like third wave cafes, and I use like transmutation just to like sort of alchemically treat their water for them so that they can do that without it really using up a lot of the city's resources or being wasteful. Like a reverse osmosis system is like it's like super taxing, and also takes out some of the minerals that you want anyway in that. So anyway, that's it. I'm just kind of like doing my Tuesday morning, just like stopping by the cafes, one of the slower days for a cafe, and just like saying hi to everybody, all the folks, man about town stuff.
Okay, I love that. Ulez, what do you think you're doing on Friday morning?
We got a request for a person whose dog keeps changing colors from purple to pink. It's like a little chow chow. And the main complaint from the individual who submitted the request to the detective agency was just the hair that's shedding. It's so much, and it's so noticeable when it's a variety of colors. So just some help in investigating what happened.
Okay. And Benny, I'm going to tell you that this morning you are on a job interview at Zimmer Metalworks in Wrighton, which is the same neighborhood that Will was briefly living in. Mm-hmm. And the hiring manager is the owner, blacksmith Casey Zimmer, played by Henry Cavill. And he's looking over your resume and kind of, So you're a superhero.
I don't normally say it like that, but yes.
Fascinating.
Thank you.
It says here you saved the city from an alien invasion. Is that right?
I helped. Yeah.
It's
mostly to make up for the fact that I don't actually have metalworking experience, but
yeah, I was gonna say I don't really see anything about metalworking experience here.
I just, I could put my hand in that forge over there and it would be totally cool. So I thought I'd give it a shot.
Can you show me an example of what you bring to the table?
Sure. Yeah. And I think her first thing is she'd pull up a clip on YouTube of if someone had like a shaky hand camera over like physically bending the bridge back into shape when she was giant. And then like she'll show him that, and then her next thing would be, and I can just stick my hand in the forge if that's what you want to see. I don't know really how to show this if that's what would be helpful in this situation.
Well, our insurance probably would not appreciate that.
That's
And that bridge thing is very interesting. We tend not to work on projects of that scale, though. So I'm gonna keep this resume on file, and we'll call you if we need you. Don't call us.
I won't. All right. You have a good day. And she'll shake his hand and she will walk out and like she's got like a button up on that's like very clear, like button all the way to the top because she's trying. She hasn't had to do interviews in a really long time. I don't even know if she even had to interview for her Chatterbox thing. Like I think they just like saw her resume and her thing like, yeah, you're not like that important of a person. We just need legs and a person with hands to hold things for. So I think she's like, I don't really know how to do this. She's like kind of stuffy, and as she's walking out, she's like, God dang it. She like unbuttons the top a little bit, and then she's like standing out in the sunshine and like mad about it. I didn't want that anyways. And she's gonna walk down and go get a smoothie from someplace down the street.
Yeah, and you're on your way to getting a smoothie, and at that moment, all four of you get a text from Department of Investigation Captain Leon Neal, played by Calpen, who says 2 supervillains are robbing the Port Ruby Precious Gem Exchange in Grenell Circle, Baronsdale. He could use your help right about now.
Well, at least I can be useful somewhere. And I don't know how far I am, but she's gonna head that way.
Jake, can we get the Baronsdale map up? So you are in Wrighton, which is kind of right in the middle of the map, just above the word Baronsdale. And Granell Circle is, I don't know, just to the south west there. Yep, that's the city map, the Baronsdale map, please. And the rest of you, yeah, Cadrax, you were at your clinic in Meldon. Ulez, you were at the detective agency in Yard Hill. And Vion, you were probably also one of these coffee shops in Yard Hill or Fort Trumbull or something like that. And Benny, you were on your way. What about the rest of you? Everybody going?
Yeah, I'll let Veronica know that chances are a job request of like a dog changing colors, probably a troll. However, when we get a message from Detective Leon Neal, this is usually very good, and villains, I've seen this in the movie, so you'll stay here and watch over everything. Text me if you require any assistance, or Marilyn will take you out for lunch if nothing goes wrong. Bye!
So you all head out to the spot. And while you're traveling, I'm going to say we are just about $50 away from opening up the mysterious benefactor gift, which gets the team a minor change. You can actually help them become more powerful tonight, literally. So thank you so much for getting us that close. And as you all head over there, you, let's say, start changing into your new kind of superhero-y look to go along with your superhero names. Magnova, what do you look like in your superhero suit?
So Benny was gifted this sort of like wetsuit type of thing as from it was a mysterious benefactor gift, wasn't it?
Yes, your
So
totally fireproof, heat-proof suit.
So she ended up taking it to get it adjusted in whatever. I think you said it was just plain black. She got it changed to be the same kind of rose gold white that her lava is kind of now shifting towards. And it has kind of so you can with that light you can kind of see the shapes and panels on the suit as well. But it's kind of like up to her neck. There are no sleeves, and it kind of it was like halfway down her calf. And when she gets really, really big, her lava form like consumes it anyways. But when she's regular size, you can see that she's wearing it. So she probably, when she gets close, she'll like duck into an alley, and she kind of wears it now regularly. She keeps it under her clothes because she just kind of can. So she kind of just like sheds her jacket and she will lava on. And so she is this kind of burst of bright rose gold white.
Love it. And imagine some kind of like, Avengers-y version of the power play theme. Dun 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 dun. Vion, what do you look like in your superhero kind of look?
So I'm kind of like at one of the coffee shops and we're just like chatting and I'm just like, yeah, the thing is like when you use a small, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, obviously, but with like a small pitcher, that's better for a cortado because then you're not going to waste, milk. Whereas if you're using, I'm sorry. Hold on. I got a text message. Folks, sorry about that. I got to go. And I will say, I don't want to speak for NPCs, but I imagine that one of them would be like, thank God. As I kind of like wander back and I phase through like the wall and like fall back a little bit, and it's just 100% out of like Doctor Strange, where a cardigan, a white long cardigan, flies out from like around a corner somewhere as it's been like teleported and just wraps on me as I start to fly up. And it is styled like the Wild West outfit that I had when we met Sheriff Wheeler. It's got nods to my other teammates. Most notably, there's like a stitching of like flame, and it's also white like Cadrex's like lab coat, and there are accents with little like flowers and stuff in there. I pull out of nowhere a cowboy hat as I put that on, and that's pretty much it as I start to like fly up as the ghost and I touch my ear and I go, hey, Benny, where are you at right now?
I'm at that smoothie place over by Zimmerman Ironworks, sort of. I guess I'm probably further than that now. No, I made it. I've made it. I'm like around the block. Oh, where are you?
And I will just like teleport and like kind of skid a little bit like next to you, just like using like every magic power that I have. Do you want to teleport together or do you want to fly?
Which of those require less touching? Because I am, and she kind of gestures too.
Yeah, I mean, both. I would just cast either on you. It's up to you.
Oh, that's fair. Let's do fly. That's fine. Oh, yeah.
Okay, great.
That's great.
That sounds good. Yeah. I cast flight on you as well with my burst. And then as we fly up, just like casually, just like, so anyway, how's your day going? How'd the interview go?
Oh, really good in the not a good. No, it was bad. I don't think I'm getting that one either.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Turned like some of the buildings. Hey, folks, heroes coming through. I'm sorry about that, Benny.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I probably wouldn't have really enjoyed it. I think it's just, I've done so much like mushing metal stuff before. I
feel like you should get it.
It would be cool. I mean, maybe I could clean the forges. I'd be really good at that.
If they need experience in metallurgy, how is anyone supposed to get started in metallurgy? You have to make it easy. As we're just like,
I could learn. Yeah, and we're like,
and you soar up towards the Port Ruby Gem Exchange at Grenell Circle. Ulez, what do you look like in your super look?
Yeah. So while just about to leave the detective agency, Ulez kind of like flicks a little internal switch. And while they had like the mishmash of the black armor with like a couple of like white like legs and like I think their lower half, a lot of the black now, like a light was turned on, appears like sunflowers, and on their chest it glows a little bit like the light and the wiring have been adjusted on the inside to reflect that sunflower pattern. And right before they're about to teleport, they pull down their bun of wires and shake their hair out, look for some elastics that Marilyn might have left around, and grab like maybe like one lemon and one pink lemonade scrunchie and make two little space buns out of their wires and and then they begin to teleport.
Oh my god, I love that. And Cadrax, what is your superhero-y look?
This has been perhaps more than any we have faced to date, the greatest subject of contention. Because Cadrax, I don't know if you all are aware, but Cadrax is a touch stubborn. And so they have insisted that they have a disguise, they have a name, they have whatever is required. Look at this, not being their face. Look at Eversinger not being the name that they were born with in any appreciable way, nor their public name on this planet. And they've really argued that they didn't need any of this. And frankly, I think they very much thought they were going to win that particular fight. And it was when they saw Vion's coat. The coat that had a little piece of everyone and that looked not so unlike Cadrax's, that they thought that if nothing else, even if they did not accept the priors, that they needed to be even more disguised, that they should not duplicate Vion, and therefore they should have a slightly different look. Now, they did a little bit of research about what that ought to constitute, and they discovered that capes were not permitted nor encouraged. They did not, I cannot overemphasize that they did not tell Ulez about that. If Ulez wishes to wear capes, it is their sworn oath to protect Ulez from the consequences of said capes, and they will give their life for that. Ulez gets capes. But they have learned no capes. So they have compromised. They will occasionally do the waist wraparound of their jacket. That's like a lower body cape, but surely that does not fully meet the definition. But for the most part, it is letting the jacket be a Vion thing for a while, and so and letting the rest of that, their disguise being a reveal as much as anything. And now that they have died a number of times, you might remember, Rick,
did that happen? I'll check my notes.
Yeah, please do. Please do. And so in so doing, they have accrued a fair number of scars that are visible when they do not wear that jacket. They don't look like the typical collagen activation that you'll get in a human scar. They're a little iridescent and almost glowing in places. It's a less like fibrotic flesh and more like cracks in the human disguise that let their light shine through.
I mean, that sounds freaking amazing.
I'm glad you think so. This was a lot of fighting among the power players, I'll gotta tell you.
So you soar towards Granell Circle. Ulez, you teleport, and let's say this is all going on at the same time, and you all arrive at the Port Ruby Precious Gem Exchange just about around the same moment. The Precious Gem Exchange is located on the ground floor of a 3-story commercial building in a busy section of Granell Circle. What's your approach here? You going in the front? You going sneaking around the back? What exactly? You got a plan?
I mean, if we can be indulgent, I would like that one scene where we do arrive at the same time, very Avenger style, and it's just kind of like, oh, we greet you. Oh, you look well. Oh, very nice cardigan.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cadrax, there's a glow. And then we kind of tilt our gaze over to, I imagine there's like an alarm. There's perhaps screams in the distance. Oh my, do we have a plan of operation, or shall we just go in and do our very best?
I'm good with that one.
Yeah, we can just go in.
Yeah.
And while you are standing there discussing that, you are all hit by a powerful mental blast that just absolutely feels like your skull caving in on itself. Everybody just lost 5 stamina.
Ooh.
Huh. I see what you're doing this season, Rick, and I respect it.
I said it last season. I didn't say you're going to live all the way through it, but and when your head's clear, you see a costume supervillain standing calmly in front of the building. He is wearing kind of neck to toe white leather that looks like it may have some kind of body armor beneath it. He has a black cape and a black domino mask. And if I had to cast him, I would say he is played by Crispin Glover. And he looks at you and he says, "Ha, welcome to the party. I will be your host. You may call me Painbrain."
Oh, so everyone's
Oh,
got
wow.
goddamn nicknames now.
Wow. Did you pick that one yourself? Because I tried not to do that.
Yeah, Pain Brain, the name is actually causing me a little bit of pain brain, if I'm being honest, and I kind of nudge Benny a little bit.
No, you don't. She is made of lava
Oh,
right
yeah,
now. She
yeah.
would instinctively
I'm phased, so it's kind of just
Oh, that's
like...
Is
You
there a
both triggered
commercial
those
migraine
emotions.
medication to this effect? Is there not some sort of overlap?
Are you like robbing for what's up, dude?
Yeah, speak
And-
to us.
And Benny, while you are talking to him, a blast of energy fires from inside the building and strikes you. Benny, you lose 5 more stamina. You
That
are
eats
down.
through my my
Oh, your aura is on right now.
yeah, I came as lava. I figured
okay,
the mental
yeah.
blast might have not been dealt
No,
with
mental
that,
blasts don't get absorbed, but yeah, if
this
your
one
lava is
seemed
already
more
on,
physical. Yeah.
then that is absorbed.
Okay. She just
so-
kind of blasts like lava splatter. Oh, ow! Her arm reforms. I don't know. Look,
And-
who is that?
From inside the building comes another costume supervillain carrying a satchel. This one is dressed identical to Painbrain, but she is played by Tessa Thompson. And the second villain says, well, looks like we have party crashers. And Painbrain says, meet my associate, Fast Blast. We will be your executioners today.
So hold up real quick. How far are we going to go with this party theme? Because was it Fast Blast? What was your name again?
Yeah, Fast Blast.
Okay, sorry. I thought I was making up a silly one. And it turns out I actually got the exact one of yours. You said welcome to the party as well. So I just figured, I don't know, folks. I don't know. And then they went to Executioner.
Roll initiative.
God, we're such jerks to the super villains.
We endeavored to find out their aims.
I'm not one to, I don't like to punch first. It hurts. I want to make sure we're all on the same page.
Dion got a 5.
11.
Oh, good job.
11.
I don't want
Cadrax got a 12.
I got a 10.
Benny got
Nice.
a 10. So that means it is going to be Cadrax, then Ulez, then Benny, then Painbrain, then Vion, and then Fast Blast. So Cadrax, you go first.
While I appreciate the offer, sir, better men than you have killed me. I am going to fly up and blast toward them for a maneuver. Actually, I would like to because we've talked before about if you wibble brains around, they don't work good. I'm looking to achieve a stun outcome or quality of muddled, so to hurt their reaction time for the allies to follow me.
Okay. It's been a while since we've done a maneuver. Let's see. The maneuver.
I should be able to get it on both of them with burst. I just roll my power, and on success, success determines number of activates and whether or not they are free.
Right. Philly, I'm just looking for the number of activates. Okay, I've got the page. So give me a roll on your power.
All right. Okay. And then plus modifier that I definitely am good at math with will yield a 15.
15. That will be... Okay, that will be a massive success. So you have established the quality of muddled, and you get 3 free activates of that quality. Which brings up... so hang on.
Please enjoy.
Muddled. 1, 2, 3. And that brings up Ulez Galley.
It's me. I don't think I've been keeping
It's me, Ulez. Oh,
determination.
sorry.
Do you know how much determination I have?
You have
No.
0 right now.
That's-
Yeah, we reset for
Season
the beginning
refresh.
of the season. There is a point of community determination, and
Or
if you
you play
want,
trouble against yourself.
yep, you could play a glitch against yourself, or whatever you'd like to do.
Yeah, I really want this determination. So Kadrak says, like, have fun. And Ulez goes to raise their hands to light blast because getting that HP or that stamina drain right now would definitely be good. But they go to kind of do that like external rotation with their arm, and their whole body freezes. Their sunflower lights start to flicker, and they're getting a little bit more dim. And that's gonna be my turn.
Yeah, as you're doing that, you kind of, it's like after they took that blast from Kadrak's Painbane and Flash Blast, were kind of like, ah! And then they saw you kind of like move a little bit, and like they were sort of bracing themselves, and now, Painbane is just, having problems.
We are stuck. This is fine.
And that brings up Benny Beckett.
Benny sees this happen and goes, "Oh, I got you. I had already kind of determined Fast Blast is like, got shot and was like, oh, I'm okay. You're second. And then she goes to Pain Brain. And she's going to kind of like run up and try to do like a stretch punch. And I just want to try to knock him. Oh, I'm going to use one of the activates because they're there and I remember how to play this game.
Yep, absolutely. So you can use that, just like any other point of advantage. So +2 to your roll if that's what you want to do. And you're just punching him, right? So it's a prowess roll.
Okay, I can do math. Give me a sec. I have so many things to add now.
What's the weather like in Port Ruby right now? Are we like experiencing like cool winds?
It is October, so it is a little cool, but it is clear and it's not freezing. It's kind of like a pleasant kind of cool.
I like that. We still got some leaves on the trees. Go ahead.
That's a 20.
Ooh,
in this game.
Yeah.
With the +2, it makes it a 20.
Okay, that's a 20 for
D20
your prowess. And you're punching with your aura on, right?
Mm-hmm. So that does 17 points of damage.
Okay, you were punching which one? Pain Brain?
Pain Brain, yes.
Okay. So Pain Brain. All right, you absolutely crack Crane Brain. Pain Brain, easy for me to say. Just right in the head, and already muddled, he can barely sort of defend himself, and you can hear that crack just like echo throughout the streets because you hit this guy so hard, and with your added aura, it's just like you hear him scream from the heat and the pain delivered right to his face. Clearly a guy not really used to fighting a lava person. And he definitely takes a good amount of damage there, and you can see that you have really left your mark on him, literally and figuratively. And that brings up Pain Brain, who is just kind of reeling from that hit.
I'm in his face, so if that's anything.
He attacks with a mental blast that he has blast power on, so it hits all 4 of you. Everybody make a willpower roll and tell me what you get.
Are we all still in blast range? A couple of us have moved off. Like I flew up, then he went in. Are we all in the same range?
How high are you?
The aim of my flying up was to space us out for whatever that is worth.
Ulez kind of froze near the original position. Benny, you came towards him, but you had sort of kind of come to each other, as he was leaving the building, and you started doing that banter thing. So it's like I'm going to say the 3 of you are in range. So the 3 of you make willpower rolls.
12.
10.
9.
12, 10, and 9.
Not bad for the team.
So with respect to Benny, you take no damage. His blast does not affect you. Vion, You said you got 10.
Yeah.
You also are fine. And Ulez, you got a 9.
Uh-huh.
That's a moderate success for Pain Brain. So
okay,
you feel, you feel a pain, like a mental blast in your head. It is not nearly as overwhelming as the first blast is, and you take 2 damage.
Ooh, Les's lights are looking dim.
We're getting spicy.
Oh, yes.
And that brings up Vion Vigor.
I'm gonna do a thing, so I don't really know if I can play Crisis of Conscience against myself, technically. So I won't. That's fine.
get creative. You could.
I walk up, and as I walk up, like there's like rings of runes that start to appear like over like my hands. As I kind of just like, hey, how's it going on Beyond Vigor? Just want to quickly talk very quickly. I'm the spirit of justice. I'm not here to punch you out like my friend Benny. But you are stealing jewels, and I'm a little interested. What's the deal there? If you don't mind us talking. And as I'm doing that, and I have like just these runes appearing here behind my back, I would like to cast something with burst, but it's actually to us, and for all of us, I would like to cast Mind Shield. You all now have Mind Shield at level 7.
Well, wait a minute here. Hang on. So
Once
let
I
me
roll it.
see. Yeah, you gotta roll that. See how
For honesty's
Mind
sake,
Shield-
it should probably also not hit Cadrax if they were out of burst range of the other attack.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like resistance.
I feel like
Gives
it
everyone
gives
like a 7 buffer.
Subtract
as
your
long as it goes.
resistance level from the level of any such effect used on you. Okay, so Vion, big magic, medium magic, little magic.
Big magic. Let's
right.
let's
First, let's
arm
roll
up.
to see if you can turn this on.
Okay, so this is gonna be 8 plus roll. 13. Turn on.
Okay, you have got it on at level 8, and
Or level 7.
oh yeah, sorry, big magic is
Yeah.
7, level 7. Thank you. And as far as I can tell, Mind Shield is a version of mental resistance designed as a mental power. You can just cast it on them now.
Yeah.
So you all have a mental shield, and the way this works is you subtract your resistance level, which is now 7, from the level of any such effect used on you. If the effect's level was reduced to 0 or less, it doesn't work. If you have level 10 resistance, you are essentially immune to that effect. So essentially, each time I will just do that math for you and let you know if the resistance is totally canceling out the effect. I'll tell you, it's like I'll have to roll very high with a level 7 for him to actually do damage to you.
We're so smart. What the heck?
Is it something that we feel or see? Like, what is a mind shield?
Beyond?
Ooh, yeah, it's like a sort of like I would say like you feel the presence of like the shapes because we moved a little bit away from like Germanic and Nordic runes to like the sort of glyphs, I guess, that my magic operates with. Kind of swirl around, and it's kind of like when you take like a headache medicine. It hasn't fully kicked in yet, but you're just like, oh, there's my body has a thing going on. And yeah, but I'm still using my talking as a free action to talk with them because I'm just like, you're stealing jewels, man. Like, what you're gonna get these and fence them? I mean, we all got big names now, and you told us yours. I'm not exactly sure what the play is here. You could have snuck in and snuck out.
You're talking to Pain Brain?
Yeah, I'm talking to both.
Okay, and Fast Blast goes, you talk too much. And she fires off a burst of energy at probably all 3 of you. Cadrax is probably out of range. So
Can I interpose? Can I give up my next turn to interpose in front of Ulez?
yeah, you can.
I would like to do that.
Okay, Benny, you dive in front of Ulez as
She kind of stretches a little bit, just a little, like a tiny bit wider, and gets in front of them.
Now, interpose, does that mean you automatically take the damage, or is that just you're giving up your turn?
You make
Right?
a defense.
Can make a defense to like I make
Right.
them take. I basically you can choose to give up your next panel in order to jump in front of another character within range of your movement who is targeted by an attack, even when it's not your panel. You then become the target of the attack and may defend against it as a reaction, including blocking the attack. But the attacker has a +2 effort on the attack to test against you. Whether the attack fails or succeeds against you, it does not affect the previous target.
Okay, so she gets +2 in that attack against you. Plus, take a point of determination, Benny, because she is going to activate her quality I like my work for an additional +2.
Wow. I'm gonna can I use that determination right now and say fiercely loyal? Give myself a +2.
I don't
Or
think
not.
you
I
can
don't
use
think
it
I can.
like that quick.
No, I
Yeah,
think I need
it's
to
gonna.
use. Okay, figured
You
I'd
can use
ask.
the
We haven't done
community
it in a while.
determination if you
That's
want.
true.
Or you
won't
can
know.
use
It's
the
okay.
muddled. You might be coming in a little slow.
This is a different character, right? This is not Pain Brain.
I got it on both of them.
Oh,
Oh,
you
it's
did?
on both of them. Yeah, you can use one of those.
Is that okay with the
Oh,
crew?
Yeah,
please
there's
use
no-
it. Yeah.
All
I'm
right, all right,
talking
I'll
to them.
take that. All right, I'll take that.
All right, so Benny, roll your defense against her
Would be
blast.
strength, probably, because I'm taking it.
It's
not
strength
prowess.
if you're taking it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to take it. Or I guess it doesn't matter because I'm either way. It doesn't hit Ulez.
You can defend as usual. Yeah.
I think I'm kind of just like, hey, hit me instead. I think is the point
Okay,
of the.
so strength then.
Oh, that was a really bad roll.
If it makes you feel
So-
better, you survived the mental blast because
That's-
Pain Brain rolled a 1.
That's fair. That's an 11. That's an
Total?
11. Yes,
With all the bonuses.
I believe so. Wait, no. No, I got the +2. 13.
13. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is
I
a
rolled that.
major success
Okay,
against
great.
you.
Oh, against me. Awesome. I'll take it anyways. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Oops, drop my pen. Okay, so you have, what do you have right now? 9 stamina
With 10 resistance. So
with 10 resistance. So that is. You take another 5.
she dealt 15 points of damage.
We ain't messing
That's
around this season,
That's
Caitlin.
fair. No, I figured. Just want to double check.
That's how much I do.
Y'all gonna be that powerful? You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have to face a higher quality of bad guy,
Okay,
or
got you, Liz. I'll be fine. It's fine.
bad girl in this case.
Wait, thank you.
Vion Vigor, give me your roll to resist.
Well, I'm phased. Does that hit me?
Oh, you're phased? Okay, so you're
Yeah.
fine. So, Ulez, you are okay. You got blocked. Benny, you sacrificed your turn. You took the hit, but you are okay. Cadrax, you were out of range. And that brings us back up to Cadrax at the top of the order. Ooh, I see we're getting close to that mysterious benefactor gift. They could probably use that change right about now. We got some characters close to the great unconsciousness. But, okay, Cadrax.
Seeing how dim the space buns have become, feel compelled to act. So, to that effect, I would like to gather Pain Brain that he might join me at higher elevation. I imagine that's some kind of prowess check.
So right, you're gonna like grab him and pull him up right into the air.
Guess.
Yeah.
So
If
that
he wants to hit me, then I will fall unconscious, and he will fall.
that is wrestling. You want to grab or restrain an opponent, roll a test of prowess against a difficulty of the greater of the target's prowess or coordination. In this case, the character has the same prowess and coordination. So, give me your prowess roll.
You all adapt to muddled?
Do it.
All right.
Get it.
That's the last muddled, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Scoop up Pain Brain like I pick up my roommate's cat against her will.
Okay, so max die plus my prowess plus 2. Should be a 15, I believe.
Okay, so I don't want to play into stereotypes here, but this brainy type of villain is not much in the physical department. So this is pretty damn easy for you as you just swoop down and grab his ass and pull him like straight up into the air. And he's kind of just like, whoa, put me down, put me down, put me down, put me down.
I have said, people on so many occasions have said that, and the answer is always the same. You do not want me to do that from this height.
I didn't say from this height. Cadrax, you have got Painbrain up in the air. He is just flailing around wildly. And
I'm trying to stay at the height I was earlier so that if he attempts to act, no one else would be in the burst. He would only hit me.
That brings up Ules Galley.
I need to heal myself. So well, they kind of tilt a little bit to move around Benny. And finally, they could feel their joints, like their systems have restored. They don't light up a whole lot more, but they're able, like their hands start to glow, and they fully finish that motion that they were trying to make. And I would like to use Light Blast on Fast Blast.
Fast Blast. Okay. By the way, also, I should remind y'all that you have a healing potion still amongst your mysterious benefactor gifts that brings up a one-time use back to full. Now, you can do this, but just want everyone to remember that is there for future use. So, Ules, give me a Light Blast roll.
That is a 10. I don't have anything to add to that. Yep.
A 10?
You got it.
You fire your Light Blast,
and
Fast Blast just kind of turns. Apparently very good with blasts, can sense them coming or something, and gets right out of the way. Your blast goes right past and kind of hits the wall, and you see like sort of the masonry just kind of like pop behind her. But she is okay, not hit at all. And that brings up Benjamin Beckett.
No, I used my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you interposed. So that brings up Painbrain, who fires a blast at Cadrax.
What a nerd.
He hits Cadrax with a mental blast. Everybody else is out of range. He is going Cadrax take a point of determination because he is going to use his quality Total Sadist. And he is just going to be like, take this! And he hits you with the full scope of his mental blast. You give me a willpower roll for resistance.
Oh, perhaps he is better men. Max die!
What we got? What we got?
Total of 10, but like he's very good.
Total of 10.
Did Cadrax get the mental shield?
No, they were out of range.
Oh, that's right.
Out of range of damage, out of range of buff.
So Cadrax, he scores.
You absolute fool.
Scores a major success on you.
For what it's worth, you did 5 the first time, y'all, and I have 10 hit points. So when I'm goading him.
So here's what I'm going to say. Cadrax, you take this massively painful mental blast, which just knocks you out cold. And the two of you plummet to the ground, smashing into the concrete below. Cadrax, you are not dead. You are just unconscious. But you took Painbrain with you. He is also knocked out cold, apparently not thinking that whole knocking out the person who is carrying him in the air maneuver. Cadrax and Painbrain, you are out of the fight right now. That brings up Vion.
We close to the water?
No.
Okay.
Grand Isle Circle's like kind of like right in the middle of Arronsdale.
Right. Well, look, is this the smartest move? No.
I love it when you say that. Okay.
Just dared Amanda hit me so that I'd knock out and you'd fall. In context, you're great.
I'm gonna use my medium magic.
To do what?
I'm gonna cast phasing.
Okay. You are going to cast phasing on who?
On our friend Fast Pass.
The disrespect.
Blast! Fast blast! They
Fastball.
They do not get you on the highway quicker. Okay, medium magic for you is level 5.
But I'll cast, honestly, like, it's phasing, so I'll cast this at level 2, like, to make it way easier on myself.
At level 2. Okay, now if I recall correctly, your medium magic has a performance limit. You need to perform in some fashion to use the power, form a little song, dance, mystic gestures, make your magic words. So I guess that is just the drawing of your runes for you.
Yeah, it definitely, like, and what else, I don't know, just to add something on top of that to make it anything, is that, like, I'll say to do this many levels of magic concurrently, that, like, I am, like, mildly distracted, maybe for a round.
Okay.
And I just, like, my eyes kind of go, like, blank, not like white or anything like that, but just like there's like a whole universe behind them. And for flavor, let's say there's even, like, if you were to look closely, you could make out the shapes of the pinpricks of stars in the night sky.
Oh,
And
I love this.
as I just draw a circle of glyphs, and I'm gonna turn her into a ghost as well. At the very least, she's phased.
Give me your roll to turn on phasing.
Okay. This is
at level 2. This should be easy peasy.
5 plus roll, 10 to turn on.
Easy, you got that on.
Great.
And she is phased. And she comes up next in the order.
Yeah.
And tries to fire a blast at Benny, Ulez, and you. Let's see here. Where's Fast Blast? Okay, Fast Blast. The blast automatically passes through Ulez and Benny. They are fine. She cannot hit them while phased. But she can hit you.
Yeah.
So you got to make a resistance roll.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's see. Prowess would make me dodge out of the way.
Prowess is like a fighting move. Coordination, if you want to just try and totally jump out of the way of it.
Prowess is to take it and kind of like.
Oh, right. Right. Coordination would be leaping out of the way.
It was prowess is like you do like a fighting maneuver.
Parry.
Strength is to take it, and then coordination is to get out of the way.
Right. Prowess is a parry, so it probably doesn't really apply with a blast, essentially.
Right.
Or,
so this would have
you
to be coordination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or strength if you want to take it, but your strength is terrible.
Dion, folks. Here we go.
You do not have any determination, but there is a point of community determination if you want to use it.
This might be it. I gotta. It's pretty bad. I might want to use that community determination to reroll, or I'm done. Is that okay with everybody?
What was your roll?
1. Like, as bad as I could get. That would have made a total of 5. Okay. Going for a reroll.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Community determination used. Thank you, everyone. Oh my God, we're $10 from the next mysterious benefactor from the next unlock. Thank you so much, everybody.
This is story die, so we'll see what happens, and maybe story die. Who knows? That was another 1. So that's a total of 5.
Okay, Vion, you get hit by that blast, and because you are phased, it hits you like a real hit, and you go kind of flying back, and you get totally knocked out. You are also unconscious now.
Yeah.
As you go unconscious, Fast Blast rematerializes since you are no longer holding the magic.
That's right.
And hang on a sec. Benny, Ulez, you kind of see this happen, and you see Vion go flying, and when he like kind of passes out back on onto his back, you see his compass starts to glow a little bit with like this blue light, and then as Vion kind of like shakes, and kind of you could see him like struggling to kind of like pull himself out of unconsciousness, the blue light kind of goes away. And now it is Ulez's turn.
Huh. Okay. Definitely interesting. Potentially worrisome. Who is closer, Vion or Cadrax?
Cadrax is probably closer there. It probably fell right down kind of, in front of you. Vion has been blasted a little bit back. Neither one is too far for you to reach, though.
Okay.
Get your oxygen mask on first.
Fine.
I've died before. Don't worry about it.
I'm going to teleport away.
Okay.
I gotta go. I
good.
can't
You're
be
good.
here.
You're good. Do it. Yes, go.
Where are you teleporting to?
Inside of this bank? Jewelry store?
Precious Gem Exchange.
I don't know what that is.
The building.
Okay.
The local diamond district kind of thing. Those are
where we
often
used to hang out,
centralized.
Yeah, it's like they sort of deal in and sell and trade precious stones, but they exist in the world. Go look. Okay, but give me a teleportation roll. Your die apply.
Dies. Okay, and that is going to be not a very far or good teleportation, but that's an 8.
That is fine. And you appear inside this building, which kind of looks a lot like a bank on the inside. Tellers behind bulletproof glass and stuff like that. You can see customers like all on the floor with their hands behind their heads, as if the robbers had told them get down on the floor before they ran out. And you are now just standing in the middle of this room. They all kind of look up as you bamf in, and that. Yeah, and they're all just kind of looking at you, uncertain of what's going on. But Benny, that brings you up.
This is not how I wanted to spend my day, and I'm gonna punch. Fastball.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying wait, fast blast. Fast blast.
Yes, it's fastball. She's singing. Am I out of my head? Am I out of my mind? Oh, sorry.
I've been talking about baseball weekend with my grandma. No, yeah, I'm gonna try to punch her.
Okay,
Knock
give
her
me a
out.
prowess roll.
Okay,
You have a point of determination if you need it.
I do, and I'm gonna use it because screw you. This sucks. Not you, Rick. You're cool.
A strong one.
Thank you.
Oh my god, you
Not
guys.
that cool,
Okay.
but thank you.
I'm gonna show up in California. Okay. The.
Oh, I dare you.
I know.
You
I
don't
keep
have
saying
the
that.
guts to come hang out with us in California.
I'll be there eventually. Okay, hold on. Your math. That's a 21, Rick.
21.
That was a max roll plus
Yep,
determination.
max roll gets
On
at
my
level
best
10
roll.
gets you to 21 if you're a master in the
Fast Blast is pretty
Yeah.
tough and has some pretty outstanding physical characteristics, but you just kind of leap towards her and just crack her, and with that level of success, a massive success, with
17 points of damage.
Yeah, with your 17 points of damage, you just knock her out in one punch. Just boom. I'm going to say, Ulez, you see that happen from inside the bank, and you see that Pain Brain, Fast Blast are both out cold right now.
Oh, we greet you, individuals who are present here. I would like to inform you that your safety has been secured. My allies and myself, you may call me you may call me Sunflower. And we have done our best to save you. Please return to your abodes, and any safety and or health requirements can be met.
And they kind of like look at each other. Everyone's a little hesitant, and then they all like burst into like a round of applause for you. And as they are applauding, we're going to take a 10-minute break. We will be back here in 10. We are $10 from the mysterious benefactor gift. Thank you so much, everybody. And stick around for the break. Take a look at what we got to show you. And we will see you in 10. Welcome back. And I see while we were gone on break, because you all are the awesomest audience in the freaking universe, you opened up the lore drop. So thank you so much, everybody. And what that also means is the mysterious benefactor gift is open. So everybody gets a minor change now. If you recall back at the beginning of the show, I said the choices for minor change were add a specialty or become an expert in a specialty, increase an attribute by 1 to a maximum of 8, that is any attribute, mental or physical, or remove a removable limit to a power. So if you know what you want now, I'm going to ask you now. If you can't decide right now, let me know after the game and it'll take effect for next week. So let's start with Caitlin. You know what you want?
Strength, please.
Strength, please. So Benny, your strength goes up to 8. Vion, you know what you want?
Yeah. Let's take away that performance on medium magic.
Okay, performance gone. You can now cast without having to draw your runes.
Great.
But though I still love that stars in the eyes thing. So
thank you.
You want to add that as like a permanent aesthetic. Cadrax Eversinger?
Omar. Cadrax will get back to you after a word from our sponsor.
Okay. Ulas Galley.
I am thinking, I have this heal that I can't use on myself. And I'm torn because like I can shoot and heal, but also, or my teleport because I'm always oopsing, but that's fun. Or my dazzle because I burn out sometimes. I gotta get back to you. I think I gotta get back to you.
Okay, so we will get back to Cadrax and Ulas later in the game or next week. And by the way, everyone see that freaking amazing new character art from our own Caitlin Bruder there. Like I said, Caitlin can do it all and always does. Thank you, Caitlin. I cannot tell you how inspiring it was to look at that while figuring this the show and this season out. Yeah, after Pain Brain and Fast Blast have been taken out, officers from the Department of Safety who were sort of securing a perimeter on orders from Leon Neal move in and put them into nullification cuffs, getting ready to put them under arrest. And Vion and Cadrax are still unconscious. Ulez, let's say you come back out of the Precious Gem Exchange.
Mm-hmm.
What
Heal
do y'all want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ulez, you have healing.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stunt my healing right now.
You have burst on healing, by the way, too. So,
Hey,
but
both at once.
it's tiring. You know what? I'm gonna remove tiring.
Okay.
I'm so sick of healing sucking my stamina. I have less stamina than Cadrax. Like Cadrax does not have a lot of stamina.
There you go.
Power.
See that? Mysterious Benefactor gift already paying off for Ulez, who can now heal people without getting tired. Ulez,
Yes.
Just to remind me, because it has been a little bit, healing, the way this works. Restore stamina, less of damage. Touch your subject and take an action to restore your power level in stamina. Healing cannot increase a subject's stamina over its normal level. You can restore up to twice your power level in stamina to any given subject in an issue. For us, that's an episode. More than this requires a determined effort. So if you touch both of them at the same time, using your burst,
I get Benny to drag Vion to Cadrex for me.
Yeah, Benny will unmagnify, and we'll kind of get the two of them maybe into the entryway of this area or something, or maybe just out of public view so we can make sure they're okay without onlookers.
You both get 5 points of stamina back, and groggily come to.
Hi. Benny's like crouching in front of you. How are we feeling?
Adrax rolls over to the side to sort of reach for Vion. Goes through him because he was phased. Opens their eyes enough to figure that out. And then tries to hover their hand at the edge of where his arm might someday be, and then that drifts like over the side of his arm until it's still hovering but in contact with the ground.
Yeah, same. And I will actually unphase once your arm is clear of like my body. And then just like 100%, just like hold your hand in place of like, ow.
Dead.
Wait, what happened with you, Doc?
He wasn't that brainy.
Yeah, makes sense.
Not to pressure you two, but we do have the task force that has assisted with Leon Neal. They might have some questions for us. Are you two well enough to stand?
Yeah. I'm in if you're in, Doc.
Catrax stays very still for a moment. And then in one motion, they got up like they have elected to ignore their physical state.
That's one way to do it. Okay. Benny will hold that hand to Vion.
Associated from the sensation of their body, they'll hold a hand out to Vion.
I will take both hands. It's going to take both hands to get Vion to his feet.
I gotcha.
Okay, there we go.
And as you get to your feet, an officer from the Department of Safety says, "Thanks for the assist. Captain Neal sends his gratitude."
Oh, he is not here.
No, he's down at the station house right now.
Could you offer a suggestion of mine, please?
Sure.
I understand that it is his now preference to send us a text message when there is a crisis, but there has to be an improved method, perhaps a signal in the sky, flares, fireworks.
I'll pass that on to him.
We thank you.
While I've got you, my kid's a big fan, Sunflower. Do you mind signing an autograph?
Oh, I have never signed. Well, we had to sign a document once, but we do not know if that was binding. What are the terms of this contract?
There's no contract. You just write your name as it's like a keepsake or a souvenir.
Oh, okay. Liz will take the writing apparatus and draw a little sunflower with like a smiley face on it, and then sign an approximation of sunflower.
I think while you're doing that, Benny would suggest, do you have your phone on you or something? Maybe Ulas would be better at, saying hi. Sorry, she would have said Sunflower. Sunflower maybe would say hi. Might be more fun for your kid, like a video.
Oh, yes.
Oh, they're in school right now, but a video,
like
that could work.
Record,
sure, yeah.
Mm.
And he hands you the phone and turns the video on. He's like, "Okay, go."
Could have more fun with that.
Oh, continue your education. This is Sunflower, and we appreciate your becoming a fan. Continue to do good for the Earth, and we wish you well.
Thank you so much. And he kind of runs off looking really happy. As he's running off, a PR1 news van pulls up, and Nina Harmon, played by Eva Longoria, pops out with a cameraman.
I'm gonna need to be lava before that happens.
and kind of comes over to you and gives the cameraman a signal to roll. And she raises her mic and faces the camera and says, "I am at the site of a battle between two costume supervillains and our city's protectors, the superheroes Eversinger, Sunflower, Magnova, and Spirit of Justice." And she thrusts the microphone at Kadrax. "Eversinger, who were those thieves? Did they identify themselves?"
They did, but out of respect for the poor quality of their nicknames, I'm not seeing fit to disclose them here.
And she points the mic at Benny and says, "Magnova, was this a difficult fight?"
I mean, all fights kind of suck. You're fighting people.
And then she focuses on Vion and says, "Spirit of Justice, are you worried about the steady rise in super criminal attacks in Port Ruby over the last 6 months?"
Not particularly. I think the thing that I'm mostly meditating on these days is the fact that just recently so much of the city rose up and stood up for itself. I take pride in the city. I'm happy to live here, and the folks here I think are the best folks I've ever had the pleasure of calling my neighbors. So no, fear is not an emotion I feel. Pride and camaraderie, I think, is what I would probably say. And also, between us, you call me Vion if you want. That's all right.
Thank you, Vion. And Sunflower, there are so many people in Port Ruby who want to know how you get your hair to do that cool glowy thing. Any tips for our viewers?
If you are created rather than born, you will have the advantage of having hair that glows.
And she turns to the camera and she says, "Well, folks, don't forget, you heard it first on PR1. And she signals the cameraman to stop filming, and then she turns to you and says, "Thanks so much. That was great stuff. If you ever need anything from PR1, you just give me a call." And she hands you a business card. "I'm much easier to reach than Stella is."
All right.
We thank you.
We thank you. And she bounces back towards her van with the cameraman. And as she does, Ulez, Benny, the two of you kind of looking around, notice on a nearby rooftop, just down the street, you see a shape, someone watching. And you kind of, both of you look a little closer, focus your eyes, and you can see this red, misty form standing on the top of the building, just kind of watching you.
Oh, you see that too, Benny?
I do, unfortunately. I don't know what protocol here is. We have a red, only partially corporeal friend who seems to be keeping an eye on us. Would we like to have a conversation or attempt to, or do we pretend we didn't see them at all?
Oh, I am already waving.
Oh, great. Okay. That's good too.
Ulez, I'm gonna give you a point of determination.
Yeah.
Honest but naive, because you have no idea he could come down.
They've saved me twice, so
Yeah.
we got something good going on.
I think when you say you're waving, Benny's like, yeah, okay. Ew, we'll be friendly.
And it
What are you
waves
two
back.
doing?
Oh, our red mist ally is on that rooftop. Do you see the one with the large box? Yes, that one.
Oh, sorry. Benny was trying to talk to everybody, not just Ulez. That's okay. That's okay.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, and once pointed
You're out
out,
of it,
the
it's
two
fine.
of you can see.
Yeah. I'm gonna teleport myself over there.
Oh.
Just yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, big magic, little magic. What are we doing?
Let's see. I had mind shield up.
Honestly, for this, I would say it don't even matter. You cast
Okay.
teleportation and you bamf your way up to the roof. What are the other three of you doing?
We should follow, right? Or what? Does he have a plan?
It's Vion.
Well put.
Caitlin knows this.
We should follow at a distance. It is important for us to stay away from range, although they have endeavored not to make us aggressive. It would be the utmost danger if any of us ever were to be so effective.
This is true.
Affected.
Do you want to fly us up, maybe?
I look around. Are there a lot of other people in the area?
It's pretty busy now with, like, you know, Department of Safety people, like, kind of helping people out of the bank and interviewing witnesses and, you know, things like that.
Perhaps you ought to get yourself up by some. You're a little lava.
Yeah, I can be stretchy. I can't take anybody with me though. But
Right. No, that is it. I couldn't. If I.
yes, got it. Okay.
Burning hurts.
It does. It does.
Me.
Question, Rick. Actually, yes, fair. I have this little suit now.
Mhm.
If Cadric's flight ability works just by touch, they're not like, are they like, they're not literally carrying us. It just kind of like adds like a resonance field around us to let us fly too. Is that kind of how it works? That's kind of how I've always understood it.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Could they like put their hand in the center of my back now that I have this? It's lava resistant, it's heat, fire, magma resistant. Like, could they?
Absolutely.
Is
I'll
that
also say is that, like, you have gotten much better at controlling your powers, so you're probably at a point where it's like, if you want Cadrax to touch your hand, you can probably lava up everything except that hand, or, you know.
To be honest, that is a limit I have, that I specifically cannot do that.
Is it what?
I love that.
It's not a limit, it's my extra is that my aura, I can change my aura to be only my hands. It's either only my hands and arms or it's my whole body.
Oh, right. Yeah, you know what?
That's
call
built
Okay,
into
it.
the
well-
power. That's built into
But
the
you
power.
have the suit, so it's like
Yeah,
that.
so
That will
if
work
they
for that.
could,
Yeah.
I mean, I will go do this, but I thought of that earlier and I wanted to ask. So, anyways, we can try that another time. You said they were across the street.
Yeah. Say across the street and just up the block.
Okay. Could I want to get onto that side of the street and just like up to the side of a building, just like arms all the way up, grab this out of the building and pull the rest of my body up.
Yeah, I love it. Very, very Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
You kind of, you know, stretch your way up and kind of pull your way up.
Mhm.
And Cadrax, Ulez, what are you doing? Flying up?
May I lift you?
Oh, yes, please.
And you two fly up, and I'll say,
We'll
red mist-
hover above at a healthy distance. Cadrex is very serious about all the. We've been very near the red mist, but they don't. Ula's being angry is just like the most. They can't live in that world.
I will keep that in mind. So, Vion, you bamf to the rooftop, 10, 15 feet away from the red mist. Benny, you stretch your way up there and come up on the side. as
I'm on
red
the next
mist-
building over. I was specifically instructed to give space, so I'm on the next building over.
The next building over. Cadrax, Ulez, you hover in the air, you know, close enough to hear, far enough away, so that if you wanted to run. And the red mist kind of just looks around at the four of you. And then he looks to Cadrax. And he says, 1,000 years ago, you told me we would be allies in the future. I think the time has come we start forming that relationship.
They will slowly float down to touch on the roof and perhaps not be shy about physically interposing in front of Ulez, because they have not overtly consented to be in such presence. But they will step down and forward. You have been our ally for longer than we knew that you would be. It was a little different when we met.
The circumstances were quite extreme. What do they call you?
They call me Eversinger.
And he looks to Vion. You?
Spirit of justice for the most part.
And he looks to Benny.
Oh, well, I'm just Benny, but this Magnova is the running title.
And he kind of cocks his head around to kind of see. Have you a name?
Oh, our designation is Lasgali, but you may address us as Sunflower. How may we address you?
I have no name. But in my homeland of Astrovia, I was known to the people simply as the superhero.
Ah.
Would you like a name? You can, that's a thing. You can pick one. That's a thing people do. If you like something.
You may call me whatever you would like. Such things are not important.
That's fair. Yeah.
Oh, we can call you Red. It is an apt descriptor.
Red is quite appropriate.
We greet you, Red.
We
If
greet
names
you, Sunflower.
If names are not important to you, what is?
Perhaps I should explain from the beginning. I was the defender of Astrovia. But over time, evil forces aligned against me, as they always align against heroes. They trapped me in that stone sarcophagus and had it brought here to the new world. When we met in the past, I was angry and confused. I couldn't think clearly. I wanted only to destroy that infernal orb that my enemies had created to weaken me. I am sorry for how I behaved. After you vanished, the boy who wielded that orb beat me back into my prison, and the old Vikings sealed it up. They buried me in that hole, and I sat there for 9 centuries while this whole city was built above me. But then, on a day I now know was October 11th of the year 2020, an earthquake rocked this land and cracked my prison open. I emerged weak, scared, disoriented. Everything was strange to me until I saw you. And he points at Cadrax. I attacked those men at the firehouse. I mistook them for a threat. I am sorry for that. But then you came, the one who tried to reach out to me in ancient times. I didn't know it was possible, but I was determined to learn what was going on, so I started following you. Now, you may recall I even lent a hand when that ruffian criminal had you tied up and marked for execution. But you didn't recognize me, and I did not know what to make of that. So I spent some time exploring this city, learning this culture and getting my bearings. And I always kept a watchful eye over you, my allies, saving you from attack and punishing your enemies. However, while I was exploring this city, I came to find forces similar to those that trapped me 1,000 years ago are aligning against me, against all of us, once again. I think our alliance will be stronger if you learn these things for yourselves. Look into the fate of a man called Daniel Sizik. Follow the trail, and if you still want to be allies when you find out who is at the end of it, then allies we shall be. And he changes into mist and blows away into the air.
Fire Ah.
Okay.
This will be a difficult conversation with my roommate.
Why is that?
Rick, do you by chance have the precise content of the post-cognition that Vion performed? I believe we viewed some stuff that was relevant
I broadcast it, right?
in the room where we had the guns in the Fripp house. I think you did a post-cog in there.
I definitely did one where we saw, I want to say it was Dexter, right? Where
He, in fact,
you did one with Dexter in the music room.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember what we meta, like, if
I'll tell
we
you
have
right
a
now.
meta to discard about Sizik, and that I recall things correctly, because I think we have some stuff that might still be
I
lore,
believe.
and some stuff that we have.
Okay, let me see. You did do a post
Because there is a lore drop.
If it helps at all, Vion is a fan of the show, so he would have seen the lore drops.
Okay, I'll remind you all that stuff. Okay, here we go. Vion, at the
Hello.
Fripp house. Am I still here? What happened?
Mhm.
Oh, damn it. Hang on. What did I just click on?
We can hear you, but you probably just can't hear us. I'm getting that vibe.
No, I can hear you. I can hear
Oh,
you.
okay. You're good then.
All right, B, stop. Stop
I
making fun of Rick.
accidentally opened a program I didn't mean to open, and now I can't see anything. Hang on.
Everyone make faces.
Okay, I'm back. Vion, you did a couple of postcogs. You postcogged a room, an area of the gaming room, and you saw an image of Dexter Vale.
Yep.
Inside the Fripp mansion, and then there was a parchment with a sketch of Matthias Volk, an Astrovian alchemist, who was identified by Daniel Sizik for you, and you postcogged it, and you saw Volk in a dark stone chamber talking to another man, and Volk said, "So what do we do with it now?" Sorry. The other man said, "So what do we do with it now?" And then Volk said, "Get rid of it."
Okay.
And that is what you saw in the postcog. Then there was a lore drop. Hang on. An lore drop in season 4, episode 2, The Way, where you saw Daniel Sizik outside a cozy-looking restaurant called A Taste of Astrovia. There was a truck parked right out front with two people, a woman played by Emma Stone and a man played by John David Washington, both dressed casually. They were trying to fix the engine of their truck. Daniel Sizik came out. Daniel Sizik played by Domhnall Gleeson. And the woman yelled at him, "Hey, mister, is your name Sizik?" And he said, "Yes, and you are." And she says, "I'm here to kill you." And then both of them kind of pulled out automatic weapons and just like mowed him down, emptying their guns into him.
Right. We as
that is
characters
what you
don't
saw
know
in the
that, though,
lore
right?
drop.
Right,
Right.
that's
You
the
as
piece we don't know that I
characters
wanted to
don't.
confirm.
Okay.
Yep. You as characters don't know that, but that was what was in the lore drop.
Okay.
But yes,
the
you
only
do
thing
know the vault post-cog, though. Yeah.
We know the vault. We know Daniel Sizik. The piece that we don't know.
You met Daniel
end.
Sizik. Ulez didn't meet Daniel Sizik.
Yeah.
The three of you did. Ulez was
broken.
Ulez,
I think I fell off the building.
yes, you were being fixed by Molly Dornell.
Mhm.
Yeah, who teleported in to save you because she found out about what was going to happen when you were time traveling.
Mm-hmm.
I have written in my notes from not lore drop stuff is Daniel Sizik is an Astrovian antiquities, and he was looking for the Star of Astrovia.
Yes.
Both of those are correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was what led us. We met him, and he pointed us at Jonathan Fripp's mansion when we did Mansion Quest. So what I was queuing off of was the second, so what do we do with it now? That Sizik ultimately identified. That does seem like the subject of an awkward conversation with my roommate.
Yeah, he's the director of the National... Sorry, Daniel Sizik is the director of the National Bureau of Antiquities for the People's Republic of Astrovia.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we got the universe's greatest detective here. What do you say, detective? What should we do?
Well, we are very curious about Kadrax's lead, and I think this is something that we could pursue.
Okay.
Does your roommate accept guests? We could bring Lori.
I think my roommate would get on better with Lori than the vast majority of humans have the capacity to do.
Oh, excellent. Shall we meet at your place in, say, 10 minutes?
Can we just smash cut to, like, Lori getting loved on by Abigail? Just, like, just whatever, with the same energy that, like, White Lady will, like, pick up a dog, fierce fighting dog, put it in a sweater, get it a puppuccino with just complete fearlessness, the same energy, I feel.
100%. Smash cut to Abigail holding Lori the Lorgen like a baby, and Lorgen just like... and Abigail's, feeding them grapes and who's your cute little Woody?
I would love like a 4.5 seconds of protesting, and then like the melting into like, oh yeah, actually this is great. Like,
absolutely. That is what is going on. Exactly what Sam just described. Yeah, you are hanging out with Abigail Fripp, who is played by Kristen Bell. And she's like, okay, so what's this about?
It is about the interests of your father, the one whose vault you were locked into.
Yeah, what about him? My father's my least favorite topic of conversation.
No, we'll talk about that. He had interests in Astrovia, as we found in his house. Are you aware?
Yeah, it's, Astrovian culture, it's his obsession. Our family comes from Astrovia. His, his father emigrated. So Dad, buys all these old dusty books about Astrovia and is always looking into Astrovian culture. It's kind of his passion.
Has it always been? Or did something pique his interest?
As long as I can remember.
Do you remember any particular specific topic? It did not seem like fashion was his area of interest within Astrovia.
Honestly, keeping clear of my father has been a lifelong goal of mine. He is a cold, nasty kind of man. My mother couldn't stand him and moved out of the house. And frankly, I as a child, I didn't understand who he was. As soon as I got old enough to not see him through a child's eyes anymore, I wanted as little to do with him as possible. So I went to college and medical school and anything else I could think of to keep myself out of that house. Why? What's up, Caden?
He might have been involved with a person we used to know and have fallen out of contact with. We're following up on that person, and there was a Strovian involvement. I wanted to
There's a
talk
lot
to
of
you
Estrovians.
first. That is correct.
Who is this person?
Daniel Sisek?
The guy who got me locked in the safe?
Caden doesn't fully respond. I think they actually just go to scratch Laurie's ears as if to redirect Abigail's attention to the fuzzy creature.
Yeah, and you scratch Laura's ears. Oh, yes, are you? Am I ignoring you? Oh, you're so sweet. And starts scratching his large belly.
Vion's going to do a quick search on Sisek, or pull Ulez aside to do a quick search on Sisek, because not necessarily Vion's detective skills. Of the two, definitely Vion's not the universe's greatest detective, but Vion is still a writer, and there was something about what the red mist said that clung in the air of Vion's mind, and it was the specific wording of the fate of Sisek. Fate. That's kind of usually a posthumous word that's a little final. So Vion will pull Ulez aside and just turn to them. Hey, Ulez, do you mind doing a quick general search to see what the current status of Sisek is?
Oh, yes, that is very smart.
And mostly like
Let me see
he's
what
a
I
pretty
can find.
public figure. I imagine it wouldn't be too hard to track down what he's been up to lately.
Searching the internet?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, just give me an investigation roll with all applicable bonuses.
Yay.
And just in terms of our timeline, this happened before. So Vion will comment in response to what Abigail just said, depending on what we find.
13?
You can't find any reference to Daniel Sisek at all.
At all? Wait, what about his professional records?
Nothing.
This person does not exist, Vion. There is no records of somebody with that name.
Okay. So great. So I've got that information in my pocket. So when Abigail says that, the man who put you in the vault, Abigail, apparently never existed.
No, I'm pretty sure he did. He got me locked into a vault.
I'm sorry. That. I want to be absolutely clear. You are correct. What I mean to say is someone has meticulously gone through the effort of scrubbing his existence out of existence.
Mm-hmm.
Why would somebody do that?
To cover something up, usually.
He was just some nerdy archaeology guy or something. Who cares? What?
Oh, he knew something.
And he did induce us to break into your father's house, which conceivably bespeaks a connection and could possibly even provide motive. Hence,
it was also a house that was outfitted with nullification walls.
Nullification walls?
Yeah. Your father's house had restrictions that made it difficult for us to get to you immediately.
You think my father scrubbed this guy from existence?
I would absolutely not say that with confidence. we're still pursuing, obviously, all of our leads.
Above
But-
table question. Did we look him up the first time we met him?
Sizik,
Yeah.
we
I have no such record in my notes.
Yeah, because I'm like, this dude could just have been, it could have been a fake name the whole time. Like, it might not have been scrubbed. It could have just been fake the whole
I
time.
see. He
That's-
could have said that he.
Hi, this is my name, not really his name. These are my credentials, not real. Like, I don't. So that's what I'm like. Either we don't know if it was scrubbed or if he wasn't using the real name in the first place. That's just what I was trying to confirm. If we had looked him up before, that there were records, now there
Can
aren't.
I determine if this information has existed if I go back through like
Way back.
Google's archives?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an investigation roll. I'm gonna say, let's see how you do.
Do we
Okay.
have a community determination still?
No, you were out of
I
community
used that to get
determination.
another one.
Ulez has 2 points of determination. There
What's
is-
Max die?
When you don't need it, you don't need it.
16.
Ooh.
Okay, you search as far as you can with things like the Wayback Machine and looking for archived old websites and stuff. You can find no reference of Daniel Sizik, of the director of the National Bureau of Antiquities of the People's Republic of Ostrovia, but you cannot really make a determination on whether those things never existed or were merely meticulously scrubbed. Because if you could find these old websites and these old records, surely somebody else, with advanced technological capabilities could. So
So hold on, that department
Yeah.
also never existed.
the department exists.
Who runs it right now?
Yeah. And can we see who's run it for the
Right,
last
you can
year?
see past presidents kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see who runs it? Sure. The name of the guy.
For me, just to be clear, in terms of the name of the current guy isn't the most important thing, although good to know because that's a person we can talk to. But has this person been in this position in an overlap when it would have been Sizik?
The
That's the
internet would
question
say
I'm
it.
looking at.
The internet would say that it is the case. We'd have to check against the person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that the department is run by a guy named Teo Novacek.
Heyo. Okay.
TEO.
Because here's making someone disappear is pretty tough. Replacing someone is nearly impossible. The ripples that one life has in affecting others and taking up space is something that when you stitch over, it's very obvious.
Only if
Well,
we
if
know
I
to look.
yes, we can go to this bureau, although we wonder that it is not in Port Ruby and we do not know how to travel there.
Is this like an embassy thing, or is this like a?
No, it's
this is
in
a place in
Ostrovia. Yeah.
Cool. Just wanted to double check.
Yeah, you have to translate the website, with that button. It's like that kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, here's
Oh.
here's the thing. We have universal translators. And is there a phone number for the Ostrovian embassy or the Ostrovian center?
Oh, I imagine.
Yeah, you can get a phone number for either one, like an embassy in New York or
I actually know how difficult it is
in
to
Port
get an
Ruby.
embassy
God,
number. It's so annoying.
I would like
Sure.
to
let's say on the
call-
website there's a number for that department.
Yeah, that makes
sure.
sense. I would like to call this person really quickly.
Okay. You dial and rings a couple of times, and somebody picks it up, and you hear Bureau of Antiquities.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Vion Vigor. I'm a writer here in these United States of America, and I'm doing research for a project. Here's the thing: it might become a film, and I am actually looking to properly represent Ostrovian history. I'm not one of those writers. We're not one of those Hollywood hacks that does what I can to get it wrong. I'm doing what I can to get it right. And so I did a quick perusal of your website, and I was hoping to speak with Mr. Theo, I believe.
The director is not in right now. I believe he's in the field on assignment. If you'd like to make a request for information, I will happily have somebody get back to you.
Sure. That's absolutely fine. By the way, I'm sorry. Who am I speaking with? I didn't mean to be rude.
My name is
You're loving this, Rick.
Boris.
Boris, so nice to meet you, man. Again, my name's Vion Vigor. Boris, if the director is out in the field of study, that's fine. I don't want to interrupt. Again, this is just for a movie, and the director's doing real stuff.
We love movies here in Australia.
Hey, you keep reading them, I keep writing them. But Boris, is there possibly if you happen to have on hand, or if you've been in the office for a while, maybe someone who is like the director right before, or anyone that I could reach out to who might just be available, if that makes any sense?
You'll have to make a request for information, and then somebody will go reach out to you.
Yeah, you know what? I would like to make a request for information, if that's all right.
Spell your name.
Yeah, absolutely. It's and I'm gonna give my name, Vion Vigor,
Right.
and then I'm gonna and 1 second, Boris, and I'm gonna cover the phone and turn. What's a fake address? Like, what's an address of a location that's not inhabited?
The
By-
Keyline Aeronautics Factory.
Right? Is there anything there that we want to protect? Liz, is that where your ship is?
No.
No.
That's
Okay,
the
great.
Sandy Carpas, yeah.
Perfect. In that case, I give that address. That's where I'm operating out of right now, Boris.
123 Fake Street. Yeah. Okay. And you give him the address for the Keyline Aeronautics Factory, which Ulez can easily pull off the internet. What information are you requesting?
Honestly, anything to do with this is such a terrible plan. Ostrovian ancient artifacts, ancient Ostrovian history, and also there was a gentleman's name. Out of game. Sorry, I completely just blanked on what his last name was.
Sizek?
There's a gentleman I was talking to before, Sizek, I believe.
That is an Ostrovian name.
Great. What was his first name again? I'm turn to Benny. Daniel. And this is just because I'm really bad at remembering names. Daniel Sizek, I believe, was the person I was talking to. So if you don't mind asking around for that gentleman, and if anyone has any info, you can call me back at. I imagine because we have a detective agency, we have a burner phone number.
Ooh, I think Marilyn would have set that up because Ulez would never have thought about it.
Haven't we used fake phone?
We have,
before?
right?
We have, yeah.
We did, yeah. So
I
Ulez was presented with the concept. They went with it. But go ahead.
Should probably make you do a retcon here, but okay, you can have this.
A burner number and also the fake address. Or not the fake address per se, but the address of the warehouse where none of us live. If you happen to, if anyone there happens to bump into a gentleman named Henry Sizek, if you could send him my way, that'll
Henry or Daniel?
Daniel.
Okay.
Yeah, my apologies.
Okay. I will have your request processed, and somebody will be with you as soon as processing can occur.
That's great. And hey, these things get caught in developmental hell, Boris. But let me tell you, man, if this thing actually gets made, I'm giving you an associate producer credit. You're saving my life right now. Thank you very much, sir. It was great talking with you.
Thank you. And he hangs up on you.
Okay, great.
Interesting. Hopefully that, I don't know, doesn't get a flag put on your name.
I kind of hope it does a bit.
That's true.
Yeah.
In a way that's helpful.
Yeah.
My question was, we do know some people with more governmental prowess that could maybe go above talking to the person who answers the phones. I don't know how busy Lila is, if she could pull some favors for us to try to get some info.
Dang it, you're right. We should have done that first instead of calling the front desk.
Why
Well,
don't
she
we
might be
talk to
busy.
Jonathan Fripp?
That is what we would
True.
like to do.
I also want to do that, but we could at least try to get some background information going while we go and bother powerful people who may or may not have vendettas against us.
Okay,
So,
great.
Abigail, so what happened to this guy that you're so
Unclear.
Someone made this man disappear and then erase his existence to the point where a government institute refuses to acknowledge that he worked there.
He
Or he was under
disappeared?
Or he lied.
Or he was under an alias the entire time, in which case a person with an alias had enough interest in breaking into your father's house that we became involved.
But here's
neither is good and neither keeps you safe.
Sorry, I'm sorry. That was selfish of me. You're talking about another human being's safety. I shouldn't be hopping on the mystery. I'm sorry about that, Doc.
That is perfectly. If nothing else, you needed to know that we are doing this. I don't want anything
appreciate
to
the
happen to
heads
you or
up.
yourself.
I would hate to see you. I'd hate to see you pulled into my father's crosshairs. I know he can be a little difficult.
You don't need to worry about me.
Oh, I've got to.
But I do. So this
The
guy
thing with the
disappeared?
hairbrush won't recur again. No. Yes, you were saying.
Actually, technically, no. I'm gonna transform into him.
Yeah, he looks like Domhnall Gleeson, the actors we cast here.
I
So
should
yeah, you
be so lucky.
I met that guy once. He's like enormously tall.
Let's go talk to your father, Abigail, and I now am him.
We like the way you think. I believe we should keep Abigail out of this, but
yeah, you don't come.
go.
Yeah. Do you mind watching over Lori? Actually,
could you?
And she looks down. What does he eat?
What didn't eat?
Kind of whatever, yeah.
So far, drywall has not been a favorite.
No.
Carpet. Some days yes, some days no. We're trying to think what
Big
else.
fan of upholstery and headwear. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
If there is anyone who could find something that Lori would like, it is you, who have introduced me to the rice. I have every faith in you. And you will be okay, I promise. As Dog backs like 5 more steps into my room where our dog has been at the boundary, just watching what's going on. The ears are up, the tail is up, the posture is stiff.
Unsure about the Lorgen.
And she looks down at the Lorgen, and Lori looks up at her and goes, and she's like, "Oh, of course, I'll take care of you. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love you forever." Yeah, she'll babysit Lori the Lorgen. So what are you doing now?
Let's go talk to Daddy Fripp.
We got a date.
Okay. Fripp Manor is in Quarren Heights, which is in North Avalon. Jake, did I give you an Avalon map? If I did, you can put that up for a second. If I didn't, it is all the way in the north west corner of Avalon. As you remember, it's a big giant place surrounded by a brick wall and a gate. And what is your approach here? Looks like we get. Yep, there it is. We do have Avalon map. Yeah, there's Quarren Heights all the way in the upper left-hand corner. Okay, so let's say you all fly, teleport, you land in front of the gate where you once stood, except Ula's, with Daniel Sizik, when Abigail was trapped inside the safe. What do you want to do?
I feel like we want to go talk to Jonathan Fripp as Daniel to kind of suss out some information from him, but I worry, does the entire premises have ability blocking technology?
It dampened sound. It was anechoic material that dampened Kadrax's powers. And Vian couldn't phase? Is
I
that
couldn't base, but I did post cog within the wall.
You did use powers.
So technically,
Within the
Your
walls, our
post-cog-
powers were functional. The walls seemed to have anechoic foam that also
Yeah.
I also-
precluded phasing. So there's
That was when I
there.
was having my fever issue, my fire fever, where my fire was getting stronger. So I was burning consistently. So it wasn't.
It's
was
not
just
a suppressive field,
Yeah.
but
I
it
don't
is a
know.
material, and we have since discovered similar materials that have this effect.
I don't know if I should remind you of this.
I
or
have
not.
a. I
can
have
pull
a.
it up too.
Oh, I have a
Does
wood chip from Fripp in my inventory.
Does
It's
somebody
Antiquated
want to
tiles.
spend a point of
Hold on,
determination for?
hold
okay.
on. I can read this.
We're all gonna
It not-
stare at Betty while
Yeah, hold
she
on.
thinks back in her memories.
We have anechoic tiles.
Mhm.
Neither. I don't know what that word says. Something nor producing echoes. Dexter is here. There were crates of weapons. The library is fully Ostrovian lit. We found Dennis with web while he was knocked out in the van, I think, or something.
Yeah, we Spider-Man that person.
You had big problem
The
captured
house
in the van.
the
yeah.
house was ping proof. There was a vault he was trying to get into. The Tyrannans were
There's
rulers
also a
of
bunch of weird
Ostrovia.
dusty
Speed
rooms.
painting. Yeah, Matthias Volk, alchemist, giant telescope.
There was also a camera in the vault.
That's true.
I remember waving to it. One of us
Mhm.
waved to it.
Yeah, I think you specifically did.
Feels
That
like
sounds
a
like
Beyond
a
thing.
me thing.
Okay, maybe I don't have any more.
Okay, so
Okay, I have a point of
do-
determination from having my ass got knocked out.
I got one too for just waving at our friend Red.
Up to you if you want a
Friend.
tip from the GM. You can spend
Yes.
it. If not, you can just go on in.
Let's do it.
I would like a tip, please.
Okay, Kadrax, you have spent your point of determination, and it just suddenly occurs to you that you remember that magic did not work inside that house.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Good to.
so-
Oh,
Postcog is a separate power.
Yeah.
It's not casting. That's right.
I did
That's
re-
right.
I did remember that it didn't work on the house, but okay, also in the house.
very good to remember. I'm staying out here.
Do you want to knock alone? Do you want it to just be you knocking the door and we hide out and wait?
I can knock on the
or-
door, but vampire rules. I cannot go inside.
That's true. But I mean, do you
Yeah.
want us with you when if someone opens the door? Do you want it
Yeah.
or should
Actually,
we
wait,
hide?
Hold on. What if here's the plan? I'm being chased by somebody. Again, this person's been vanished. What if I say I barely escaped? You are the heroes that are keeping me safe. I've hired you.
Would he buy that?
Just to get a reaction. I mean, if he also doesn't, it's confirmation of guilt. If he's like, I'm seeing a ghost, not only is it an admission of guilt, but it's also true. So let's just Charles Dickens this guy.
All right, let's do it. We've done hauntings in the past. Do you want to just haunt him? That's fun too. No, okay. So we all go.
I mean,
Sorry,
a
I
little
should
bit,
get
yes.
excited
But
when
yeah,
haunt.
we all go. Yeah.
Okay.
Go
Okay.
where? I don't understand.
Up to the door to knock.
Up to we'll buzz to the gate and try to get in.
All right.
Buzz.
I'm gonna.
And after a couple of seconds,
I would
you hear
magma. I want if we're being super powered bodyguards, I'm gonna magma.
And there are cameras. I just want to confirm the security.
Yes, if
perimeter.
you recall, there are cameras all over the place, all around the perimeter of the house.
Right.
Okay.
In that case, if it's all right with you, I'll just say that we had that conversation telepathically.
Or we're enough out of range. What would you?
I mean, I figured we weren't even at the house yet. I thought we were planning before we got there.
Right, right. We would
That's
not
okay.
have.
Well, we
had
did
that
say we
conversation.
effectively landed, and my plan.
Oh,
was
that's
just-
fair. Okay.
Like-
Okay, that's fine.
All right, you press the buzzer, and after a couple of seconds, you hear a voice. Can I help you?
Mr. Fripp, is that you?
Mr. Fripp does not answer the door.
I need to speak with Mr. Fripp right now.
Make an appointment at his office.
I don't know if I have the time for that.
Well, that's your loss.
My loss will be the loss of Mr. Fripp's most valuable artifacts.
Explain yourself.
I am an associate of Mr. Fripp's. I have ascertained for him many things that I don't think we should have a conversation about outside, especially in front of strangers. If you know what's good for you, you will open these gates or tell Mr. Fripp that I am here.
Make a willpower roll.
Great. Can I add performance to this? Because I'm lying.
Absolutely.
Lying in somebody else's body too.
I am the ghost of Daniel Sizzix, and I have come to haunt your antiquity dealings.
It's gonna be 12. Not mad about that.
Can I have your name, sir?
Daniel Sizik.
Just a moment. And it goes dead.
Great, and I add another thing. That guy's a jerk.
Oh yes, that did not sound great.
Yeah.
Should
Although, okay,
we
I
take
think
a look
that's-
inside the building and determine what it is the sad answer of communications is doing?
We would have to get in through an open door or window.
Are there any cameras outside? Like we're in like the outside of the gate. There's got to be like
Ooh.
some security cams here.
Oh,
Yeah.
there, like I said, yeah, there are cameras all over the outer fence.
We were their heavy
Um,
hitter.
Could you boost me up? We thank you.
Yes.
And there's like some directional, and then as soon as I could reach the camera, I'd like to interface with it. And I'm going to use my point of determination to broadcast like one camera, if I could like kind of cycle through them internally to find the one that we're looking for.
What are you looking for?
Basically to determine that dude is talking to Mr. Fripp and to see if Mr. Fripp is on the premises and is he in that intimidating looking office of his?
Okay, so that brings you down to one determination, but first you've got to make a interface roll.
This would not be... No, that's an interface. Okay, so it's just going to be a 12.
At a 12, you score a moderate success. You get into the system.
Oh, wait, 14 if I add my determination. That was a thing.
That's right.
I spent all that time talking about it. Because, you know, I'm learning over here.
You were spending the determination to broadcast, though, weren't you?
You're
the
right.
Yeah.
You're right. Thank you. My brain really wants to associate determination with +2, but it's so much more.
All right, so you get a moderate success, and you all sort of see what they see. You manage to flip on the camera that is sort of in the foyer, which you have never seen, but the three of you have been in before. And you can see an old man dressed as a butler, and he is talking on a phone. There is no sound, there is only video. And he seems to be explaining something, listens for a while, and then he hangs up the phone and he slowly walks back towards the door, and he presses a button near the intercom, and then you hear the intercom next to you roar to life, and the man says, "You may make an appointment at Mr. Fripp's office."
I'll be dead by then.
Then don't waste the appointment slot. And
Can
the
I
intercom
see
goes dead. You
Fripp's
can see this
office?
one. With a
If
moderate success, you cannot quite navigate the system that well.
Okay.
That's what
I can
you were able
teleport
to
us in.
see.
Wait, hold on one second.
Yeah.
Vion. Well, okay. The big office that we were in, did it have big windows?
The
Not after
office
we were done.
itself-
True.
The office itself technically had windows. I think that like the main thing was the observatory room
That's right.
had windows, and then underneath that or around, like if I remember the geometry correctly, it was like around that down was like the office.
There was a library beneath the observatory, I think. I think Fripp's office is actually on the opposite side, although I got to
Ignore
admit,
me.
I do not have the map of Fripp Manor
That was,
before
I think,
me.
why
That's
we
okay,
blew
that's
out
okay.
the window so we could go out and then back in. There
That
was like
makes
something
sense.
like that, remember?
Yeah.
There was
I was gonna ask if you have like, I don't know if you could like burst invisibility and like me and Kedrish could go peek in some windows.
Oh,
I could teleport us in.
I was trying, I'm worried about using magic to get inside right away until we have a better lay or
Teleportation is not magic, but
not
yeah.
magic, but like I don't
my
know.
invisibility will drop though.
I
Yeah.
don't want to go in. I'm just saying like if we get like if we start looking through windows while we're invisible, just so that
to what end? What are
just if we
looking
can
for?
see, because Ulas couldn't see in the office, so I was trying to get eyes in there for them because they wanted to see what was in there.
Well, if I could
But we don't
see it,
have
I can
to.
teleport
Wait,
in.
That's
hold
fair.
up.
That was my main goal.
Hold up.
But-
Hold up.
Okay.
I need to remember that I'm a magician. Would you all be opposed to a burst of extrasensory perception?
Oh my
I know
God.
the space we're looking for.
Will we be able to put the sensor in there?
I would be able to see into there. Well, no, it's magic. It might be
But
blocked.
yeah.
All right. Yeah.
All right, as I see, we have two options.
Yeah.
Either we go to his business office. We saw his body man get on the phone indicating that he is currently at a remote location. We could go to that
Yeah.
place and deal with whatever security measures are on that site. Or we lay in wait for him because eventually he might return to his residence to eat a sad dinner alone like a sad wealthy man. Alone, but for the people he literally hires to accompany him. He will not literally be alone.
Do we want to do a split? Do we want to do half and half? Because he might not be at the office at all. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out
That's
there.
We should just investigate this office right away. We have Cadrax. They can fly us. You can stretch. I could teleport nearby. We have options. We must take action, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to
Yeah.
figure out what's the most effective way, efficient way we can do
Could
this.
you tear open
here's
the
the thing,
steps?
I can still phase and post cog, so I can still do stuff to help. Let's
You
go
can
in.
always do things to help Fion Vigor.
You can't see it because I'm looking like another man, but I'm blushing right now.
It shows up more, in fact.
Oh, he's blushing now. Oh, this is. I actually hate this. Because also this guy might be dead.
That's true.
All right. Let's
Should I
get
teleport
inside.
right in? Let's just do
Let's
it.
teleport right in.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, Ulez, where are you teleporting them to since you're the only person who has not seen the inside of this house?
Oh, that's right.
Honestly, the foyer. That's the only
Okay.
place I know.
That's the only part you've
Yeah.
seen. So give me a
If you want-
teleportation roll. Die apply.
We're fine.
Oh, unless Fion's got it.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, I can project an image to you so you can see what we saw in terms of the location, but I don't know if that's how that works.
I have to have seen it to teleport there. So
Like
in
in person.
theory, yes.
You have
But
to
I
know
don't
the
know. It's
picture
not-
where you're going. You know,
I can
so it's
I
like-
can show you the office.
I think that's a cool move. Let's do it.
Yeah, I images just to you. The office.
Okay, I'll give you that because you're not. This is not Mr. Battle or High Pressure. You transmit the image that you remember from Ulez from when you were here with Daniel Sizik and Abigail to Ulez. Ulez, give me a teleportation roll. Your die applies.
So the roll is a 10, but the Yao die goes off.
Yes. Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Going
Great.
on a trip.
Best.
All right, and you bamf right into the foyer, where you find yourself. Man, I wish I had how I described all this stuff back in the day, but in this, wide, gorgeous kind of entryway. There are two, I think, spiral staircases that kind of go up to the next floor in front of you, halls to either side of you. You don't see anybody in front of you right now. What do you want to do?
Huh. I did not think that was going to be successful. We have arrived.
I'm sorry, what?
So sometimes we glitch. It is fine.
Understood.
Oh yes.
May I amplify noises to hear footsteps or breathing or anything? I want to try to figure out where the butler is in the house.
Give me a complex task roll.
Yes.
Sound doesn't echo here though.
6 on the. Wow. Okay. It understands it's a season premiere. My goodness. It's also my Cadraxius die, the white one with the rainbow on the edges.
Oh, I love those guys.
So yeah, that's what is that now? It's 19.
So, as Benny has pointed out,
Sorry.
this place is built with anechoic tiles, so sound does not really echo well enough for you to trace, even at
Fair.
your most powerful.
I figured out what the missing word was. It says neither having nor producing echoes. I think I just wrote down the definition of anechoic.
I think I literally tried to do exactly this.
Probably.
Yep.
And step on
And-
the rake again. I
and-
think I'm.
You can always try
You
and make
try to
some
go
things
for the
happen.
air, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And you give that a shot, and you are quickly reminded of what happened last time you gave that same thing a shot. And as you are standing there, from the hallways to the side, you start the old-fashioned way. You can now hear footsteps as you see guards coming from both ends of the hallway, running towards you. I guess maybe you wouldn't hear the footsteps. I don't know. It's hard to figure out how the anechoic stuff works, but it certainly the vibrations
there's
don't
sound
work.
or there ain't. Yeah.
The vibrations don't work enough for you to like map the house out by vibration alone. But as these guys are bearing down on you, you are certainly aware of them.
I just turn back to my friends. Should I just walk through them? Should I just like walk past them and go up? Like these are just a bunch of guys, maybe.
They all draw guns on you and say, freeze! Nobody move!
Oh, that's the opposite of what I do.
Ooh,
Can I play a trouble against myself?
Yeah, you can. What trouble are you gonna play?
I hate that she's stubborn. She's so stubborn and she hates it. These guys are always, every time she's got a gun at her, she does something really ridiculous. So I'm gonna play stubborn as a mule, and she's gonna grow a level and like move towards them a little bit. Like, no, I don't do that. I don't know if you've noticed. I want to get in their faces a little bit. It's annoying. Every time there are people, it annoys the shit out of her when there are people with guns.
So what's the trouble it's causing you?
I'm assuming they're gonna shoot at me.
Oh, okay.
You're like confronting them.
I'm confronting them directly.
Nobody move, Benny.
Benny
moves.
moves, which is exactly how I got shot last time. So,
Yeah.
in which I didn't play trouble against myself. I
remember
was just
that.
playing into the character.
My God.
Benny, you grow kind
Just
of
one size.
One size, which for you is like 2 stories.
So she's silly.
Yeah, you
That's
kind
way
of
big. That's very big. How tall is this boy?
I mean that's a
One
whole
story.
level. You know, we will say that you are able to kind of you bunch up so you're kind of hitting the ceiling.
Like 1.5. Yeah, 1.5. Or half a level.
And as you do, the guards they all open fire on you. I'm going to say, because this has to cause you some kind of a trouble.
Yes, of course.
I'm just going to say that costs you 2 stamina,
There.
which brings you down to 3 where you're at now. Then
I cannot lie. I have it as 2.
oh, you have it as 2. Okay.
I had 4 written down for my notes, so I won't.
No, I appreciate your honesty, Caitlin. So they start firing. You feel just from both sides of you gunfire just hitting you on both sides. What are the other 3 of you doing?
Hate guns. Hate guns.
May I lift you? Willis?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
yeah, full permission.
Okay. Whoosh upward.
To where?
So my first instinct, and Vion, you remember the layout, so you feel free to steer them, but like Cadrax's first instinct is actually to go for the gun room. I want to, like, if those guns aren't there, I want to know that, and I want to know it immediately.
Sure.
And then I think they'll start looking for the office and stuff, but like,
Sure. Let's check that first.
there are grenades. We have some of them, by the way.
If we're not in initiative order, as Cadrax kind of like scoops the team up, Benny's stretched. I would love to I can heal up ranged. I would love to like throw out a heal for Benny.
Yes.
Okay,
You
I'll
might
let
need to
you
let- I
do
mean,
this.
I
I
just
mean,
got a trouble. I don't
yeah,
know.
she played this as a trouble, so it's
Yeah.
like kind
You
of
might need to wait another. Is it a page?
Another turn or a page, yes.
if you want to try, if you want to try and heal her, you probably got to wait around, and we got to roll initiative and do this.
Yeah,
like
if
a
you're
real-
going, you go, and I think I need to keep this as my like, so it isn't negated
luck!
immediately. Yeah.
Or we
I'm-
keep you here and trust that you could bamf around. That's the alternative.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Because
let's
think
go.
about it, Benny's very, very tall, so you could still be nearby her if I just left you in the foyer on the second level.
Oh yeah.
If you want to
that's
catch up like that, right? Then everything we've done is true,
true. Mhm.
and you wouldn't be at range. You could wait long enough if you'd like to stay in the event. Long enough.
I would like that.
Okay.
'Cause I don't know this place, and you're gonna
That's
take me
true.
to a gun room.
All right. Very well. Stay nearby. Take care of our ally. We will go to the room of the projectiles and
Great.
investigate.
Let's go check that out real quick.
All right, Kadrax, you grab Vion, and the two of you zip up to what I think was the second floor, kind of all the way over on past the game room, like on the I think it was like the east side of the building. And you zip over to that same closet where you found all the guns last time. It is locked. What do you want to do?
The door's locked.
Yeah, the door's locked.
I'll Doc, you can throw me through. I'll phase. Actually, wait, hold up. I'm sorry, Doc. I'll phase the door, please. After you.
Did phasing didn't work here?
I could phase through some of the doors.
Oh, the doors. That's right. It depends
Yeah,
on.
I'll try to
this
phase
is
the door.
Vion, you what's your phasing? Your phasing is
4.
level 4. Okay, that works. You phase the door. Kadrax, you pass through the door. It is a little bit weird. It's not the same as being phased yourself, but like you can tell that the phasing, it definitely interferes with like your, you always feel the hum of the world around you, the vibrations of everything, and it's like, it's just when you pass through an object, it affects all that very strangely,
Oh, it's like anechoic, but for life. Ooh.
But it only lasts a second as you pass
so you
through
read
into
my
the closet.
writing. Yeah.
And Vion comes in behind you, and you can see that the whole room is empty.
Flux.
Ooh, that's not
All right,
great.
we need to find him. Office next.
Okay, great. Phase the door.
We're going to look in his office, and we keep it moving.
All right. You start heading up to the third floor where the office was, on the opposite side of the building, I think.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Benny, you are still surrounded by guys who have now stopped shooting but are now shouting, like, get on the floor, that kind of thing. Ulez, I think you can probably try and make a heal attempt on Benny now. What do you want to do?
Okay, hide behind a knocked over table and blast out a little heal from my hands.
Thanks, Benny. This is, I think, the lowest Benny has ever been.
Whew.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that
you're
brings Benny back up to 7.
Nice. I'll take it.
Did you heal Benny earlier? No, you didn't. You healed the other two. Okay. 'Cause
Mhm.
there's a
I was
thing
the only
when you
one
try
still
and
up,
heal-
yeah.
Okay.
This is maybe silly. I would like to like lean down and just like scream at them. I would like to like roar at them.
Give me a
I'm gonna
willpower roll.
try to intimidate them. Okay, here we go. Let's use my magma dice. Willpower 7. This is a willpower roll, and I'm using my power aura. Do I get my aura specialty? My power specialty? Because it's a attribute roll,
Sure.
and it's not a power roll. Yeah, I'm using it to be scary. Okay. Okay. This is a 15.
You instantaneously, like most of them, just turn and run back down the hallways. A couple of them like back off, and you could see her just like could barely hold their guns on you.
I kind of like I want to like I like lift up just a little bit, just so I'm like kind of near the level where Ulez is, and she goes, "That never gets old, honestly." And you grab it like
Meanwhile, Kadrax, Vion, you swoop up to Jonathan Fripp's office. It's a big office, as you recall. It was pretty torn up the last time you were here, as you, I think, they blasted, or ripped that, safe out of the floor.
Yep.
It has all been fixed now.
I pulled it open because I remember the temperature of metal. I forgot
Yep.
about that. That was awesome.
You fly into the office, and sitting behind the desk is Jonathan Fripp, who is played by Scott Bakula. And he is sitting there watching a bank of monitors from which he can see the entire manor. And as you enter, he turns to you and says, "Welcome to my home again."
Again, what are you talking about?
I know that you broke in here once before, a few months back, and I have video evidence of that if you've forgotten.
Oh, no, that doesn't make any sense. I don't think I've been here before, Doc. There must have been someone who looked like me, but no, I don't know, man. And I just want to lean against one of the walls.
What brings you back to my home? This habit of breaking in here is it's becoming most troublesome.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got a quick question, and then we're happy to leave you alone. You see, we're just trying to trace someone who said that they were somewhat of an associate of yours.
I have a lot of associates.
Well, let's see if this person was one of them. Daniel Sizik.
Sizik.
Sizik. Say it a couple more times. There you go.
As he says it, I'd like to switch on the portable voice stress analyzer.
Oh, Zamdalev, everybody!
It's a little dusty, but yeah, that checks out.
The portable voice analyzer adds 1 or 2. How much does it add to an intellect roll to detect a lie?
Probably 1. I can look it up
I can
as he
look that up.
prepares his mendacity.
I would say maybe +3 if I remember correctly.
Surely it's an auto success. I like that.
I hope we're not turning that thing on you right now, Beyond.
Call me Shirley. So it was. There was a non-portable voice stress analyzer, and then there was the portable voice stress analyzer, which was +1. Okay.
+1.
Great.
So Kadrax, give me an intellect roll.
11.
And he says, Sizik. Yeah, I seem to remember. He was the man who broke into my house and robbed my safe along with you. Is that correct?
Hold on, I'm sorry. And I do lean away against from the wall. You remember him?
Well, sure. He broke into my safe. Like you did.
And how did you know that he was the one who broke into your safe?
There are cameras everywhere in Fripp Manor.
That doesn't get you a name.
Yeah.
I am very resourceful when it comes to identifying my enemies.
How good are you at making them disappear?
Has someone disappeared?
Yeah, Sizik himself. There's no record of him existing anywhere.
That sounds to me like a matter for the police. Perhaps you should call them. Or maybe I should.
Mr. Fripp, I think this is a much more serious matter. Whether you consider him an enemy or not, Daniel Sizik clearly induced your daughter into an ultimately life or death situation. Now, however strained your relationship must be, surely we can find ourselves in accord on the matter of her health and well-being. And if something has happened to a man who endangered your daughter, I want to know about it, don't you?
Your concern for my daughter is touching. I recommend you take the matter up with the police.
Could we have access to the security footage that you have of this Daniel Sizik?
No.
That's fair. Okay. Well, this is going to get real complicated for you then, because I have no idea how you're going to explain the armory that you kept here, as well as several of your artifacts. And the construction of this house, which I have to assume is not necessarily up to city code. I don't know, Cadrick's not an expert here, but
I suppose that's a matter for the buildings department to decide. Perhaps you should file a grievance with them, and I will see you in a buildings department hearing in, 9 to 12 months.
yeah, that's perfectly fine, man. We're both assholes. I know that this can be a huge inconvenience to you as much as it is to me. But the thing is, man, you're saying that a guy that you acknowledge existed just got scrubbed out,
I see no evidence of that.
and you weren't the one who did it?
If I was, certainly I wouldn't tell you.
Well, if you
And if
weren't,
I wasn't, then I wouldn't know anything.
I mean, here's the thing. You admitted to knowing him, which is great because I have this ability where I can recall things called post-cognition. And that's great because that's an admission that you know this individual. So either you did it and you're the only person on the planet aside from us who knows that this man existed, or you didn't do it, which means that you, sir, your name is on the list. And here's the thing, Mr. Fripp. You have this incredible house that's protecting you, this incredible office that's protecting you, a vault that is impossible to break into. We did it twice, and I don't think we even broke a sweat. You, sir, are up Schitt's Creek with that paddle.
Give me a willpower roll.
I would love to. $12.
And Jonathan Fripp says, "Oh, I always have a paddle. Frankly, I recommend you take your concerns to the police. And I think we're done here, or I will take my video evidence of you robbing my safe to the police."
All right.
Excuse me, to the Department of Investigation.
That's perfectly fine, man. I have one follow-up question, and then if you want to ask anything, Doc, all yours. But real quick, Mr. Fripp, just one last question. Since we're having sort of a private conversation here, and we seem to be the only people privy to the events that have been erased from internet records. When they get you, is there anything in particular you'd like for us to mention at your funeral?
You know a thing or two about funerals, don't you, Mr. Vigor?
I know a thing or two about avoiding them. That might be a difference between us. And I want to just like lean in really close to him.
I appreciate your concern for me. But I think we're done here. You can show yourself out.
Those are very famous last words, sir. And I'm going to turn.
I'm going to turn and face Vion. Is there any reason, moral or tactical, not to visit physical intimidation upon this person? I find myself sorely tempted, but I seek a consult for justice.
I think the only thing that would be my reasoning against it would be it provides him a grounds for justice as well.
I don't care.
I look you right in the eyes, Cadrax, with the utmost respect communicated, because that's the amount of respect that I do have for you. You wouldn't operate a surgery with shaky hands. Don't do this as well. You want justice? We'll come back once we solve the case. But as of right now, we need him where he is.
Why?
Because he's in the middle of the web. And we're going to collect everything we get. And Cadrax, and I lean in close, because I usually call you Doc.
Mm-hmm.
If it's justice you want, you have to keep in mind everybody who deserves that justice, not just you, because that makes it vengeance. Who gets the last call? That's how you show respect. That's what justice is, I guess. Telling people that you respect them, even if sometimes you want to not.
I don't respect him. It's definitely loud enough that he can hear that one.
Oh, yeah, this guy's a prick. And I turn back. This guy's 100% a prick. And he's probably going to end up in the pavement in a couple days because he doesn't want to work with us. But I'm talking about somebody else. I'm talking about someone a little bit closer to you that I think deserves a sense of closure. And you cannot rob her of that. It's tough. And I put a hand on your shoulder. And it sucks. And that's the kindness that we show. But if you want to punch him a little bit, just like one punch, just like a little one. Look at this guy. He's nothing but fear. He built a fortress around him. You want to give him one punch, Cadrax?
I will take a record of precipitation.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. We will print up an award that says specifically that. We're going to frame it. We're going to give that to you.
It's a good thing one of us loves Abigail. I'm going to walk out now.
And he lights a cigarette as you walk out. And just kind of stares.
I have to have the last word. Then as we're walking out, I tap on that glass or whatever. That's right. And I just point at him and go, "Those things will kill you, man." And I close the door to his office.
And as he calls the guards off of Benny, and as
they do come down to the foyer. Benny is 2 stories tall, sitting cross-legged in the foyer, arms crossed, just like anytime any of the guards try to get close again, she does like one of these things. And she's been doing that for the past 10 minutes.
And finally, the guards back off of you, and Vion and Cadrax show up. And just to keep things moving here, I'm going to say, and as the 4 of you leave Fripp Manor, we're going to call this a game. Wow, that was...
I didn't punch him. I didn't. Just take it. Head, desk, head, desk.
We didn't do any violence in that house this time. We were just a little obnoxious for this.
I wanted to do violence to the entire house. I want to tear it down. If Fripp Manor is not burning and Cadrax is not in front of it like that child in the arson meme.
Hey, I hate to see how you guys treat people you know actually did something wrong. But okay.
He let his daughter get locked in a vault. Not with him.
She locked herself in the vault. He didn't do it, but okay. We can argue about this later. But that was incredible and so wildly different. I didn't even have notes that goes along with any of this. It was so different than what I thought it was going to be.
That's how you know. That's how you know you want a tabletop RPG.
Yeah, you just wow. I'm usually like at least fairly good at anticipating what I'll need for one of these. And I completely whiffed. Just 3 strikes every time it got.
We strive to be consistent with what you have set up while also destroying your expectations and asking for NPC names that you have to make up on the fly.
They were great. I loved Boris.
Sorry about that, bro.
Oh,
With that.
shout out
This
to
was
Boris
awesome.
MVP.
What a great way to start the last season. I love you all. Thank you for knocking this out of the park. The credits start rolling. Tell the good people where they can find you, starting with Caitlin Bruder.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Bruder, and I would enjoy sitting cross-legged at being 2 stories tall, made of lava, and scaring guards for all of eternity. But you can find me on Twitter at KKAMABR, being, I don't know, regularly goofy, and on my coffee, coffee.com/Bruder Caitlin, and I will mail you so much confetti. I strive to cause problems and issues. That's all I got.
Sam Delev.
Okay, we can all see the associative train of thought that went to me next, Rick. And I gotta tell you, I appreciate you understanding what I am. Sam Delev, I cause problems and issues alongside Caitlin Bruder, but also independently throughout the Twitchernet at twitch.tv/Delevely, DELEVELY, and all of my one-offs at Tchaikovsky on Twitter, CHAIKOVSKY.
Omar Najam.
Did you forget both of our names in that moment?
No, I was having trouble picking. I just got frozen in which
I put him on the spot
I don't
about the
wanna go
associative
anymore.
thing, and then it's like, oh god, who do I go
I'm just
to?
trying to find the connection.
Hey everyone, I'm Omar Najam. You can find me at Omar Najam on Twitter. I'm also Tuesday nights over at Pixel Circus. You can find me playing a little cat pirate boy named Jibe Taffrill, as there's many incredible adventures going on the show Bainsbreak, so please tune in for that. It's a really wonderful show produced by some really, really wonderful friends. And also, I would like to just reiterate really quickly, Caitlin's coffee is incredible. The monthly serotonin boost I get from the art and the messages is so important and great. And also, every single time I manage to open the envelope badly while I am standing over my bed, and the green screen is here, where to take it down, you would see that it's covered in paper confetti right now. And one dinosaur sticker.
I got new stickers, you guys. They're really exciting. I also found my corner rounder.
B. Zelda.
I am impressed. Hello, all. Sometimes I'm your non-binary busy bee. You can find me on Twitter as at @B_Zelda, a podcaster, host of Anime Attaché, streamer. Tuesday I'm on 12-Sided Stories, and Saturday, I think like every other Saturday, but also don't quote me because I don't know my own schedule, I'm streaming with Roll For It, playing some Good Society, where I wholeheartedly misunderstood the tone, and we're now playing a romantic comedy. So if that's your jam, come join.
And I'm Rick Budd. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at rbud913. You can follow the show at Powerplay RPG. I will be back here next week with these 4 incredible people, but they will not be going it alone, because next week we will be welcoming back one of our most special guests, the amazing, the incredible, the fantastic Dale Kingsmill.
I believe she's in chat right now.
Yes!
She's in chat. Hello, Dale. Yes, Dale is coming back. Destiny Benediction comes to Port Ruby, and shit's gonna go down.
Sounds like a Dale story.
So yeah, I am super excited about this. I cannot tell you. I love that character, and I like Dale too. That is it. Thank you so much, everybody, for sticking with us and for blowing the goal wide open, as you always do 100% of the time. We will see you next week, and on that, the theater cuts to black, and we are in Avalon, and it is 1990. It's evening. We are in a spacious and tastefully decorated apartment, and through the large windows, we can see the sun setting, and we hear the sounds of a baby crying filling the air. From out of a hallway comes a woman, maybe 30 years old or so. I would say she's a young Michelle Pfeiffer. And she is wearing a nightgown and cradling an infant. And as she walks slowly through the kitchen, she sings, "Hush, little baby, don't say a word." And she continues on into the dining room, slowly walking a loop around the dining room table. She gently rocks the child in her arms, but it keeps crying, so she sings, "Papa's gonna buy you a mockingbird." And then she walks into the living room and kind of stops to glance around as if she's looking for something or someone. The baby continues to wail, so the mother starts walking again, and this time she makes a circle around the couch and sings, "If that mockingbird don't sing." And then she turns down a hallway and walks towards a door at the end of it, and as she pushes it open with her shoulder, she sings, "Papa's gonna buy you a diamond ring." Inside the room is an office, and it's pretty nice. There's a big oak desk, a few chairs, filing cabinet, stuff like that. And the baby's cry starts to mellow out into a gurgling sound, but the mother keeps walking towards the desk, sings, "If that diamond ring is brass." And she stops as she reaches the desk, and sitting on top of it is an old book. It's been left open, and the mother looks down at it. And on the open page, there are paragraphs of text in some archaic language and a fairly primitive sketch of a person made of red mist. And the mother shakes her head, reaches down, takes the book by its cover, and as she slams it shut, we cut to black. Thanks for playing with us.